That's all you get.
Cool.
We can't afford anything else.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the Newman estate is probably
And
vicious
Disney.
about this.
You got both of them on your back.
Oh, by the way, fuck. I just want to get that in.
We're just singing along like I wouldn't fiend.
This stream is now rated
Children, you do not say that.
Or at least PG-13. You get one.
If it hits the first 15 seconds, that's the new YouTube meta.
Yeah.
No cursing in the first 15 seconds. Otherwise, your video's demonetized or whatever.
Really?
Shadow banned. Whatever. That's what creators are claiming currently.
Yeah, the other new meta is creating swears.
That's right. I've heard about that.
RT Game is currently trying to turn YouTube into a word that is both an incredible insult and a glorious praise based on context. And explicitly stating, if you use it ironically, it means nothing. And making the word mean two completely opposite things. Use it however you wish. Just know that it is a curse.
Well, our break between sessions was much shorter than the last break.
Woo!
That's for sure. But we did make it to the city of Valentia. We did, perhaps unexpectedly, make it into the service of the Kingdom's Guard and have been interrogated somewhat successfully and conscripted to continue on this path of finding Silas Creed and entering the vault, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. So I think that is where we pick up, having been told that you have a job to do. Let's do it.
Were we told that there was someone we would be meeting there that would give us any more information, or is this the most information that we're gonna get?
What do you mean by more information?
Well, how long ago did the train arrive? How long have you been in the vault?
I suppose. I mean, the train never stopped. That part of the train never stopped, so it at least arrived on time.
Which was like a day ago?
Yeah, I don't know what that means in relative.
Yeah, day and a half.
And he's just been in the vault the whole time, from what we learned from these guards who we talked to.
And theoretically, he should have asphyxiated?
Can we still ask that person questions? Or
yeah, they just don't sound as cool.
Oh, because the voice line. Are there any...
The voice has been unaltered.
I'll fix
Parade
it.
is not
I'll
unaltered.
fix it. Hold on.
There's a...
Oh, wow.
There's perfect.
Go ahead.
It would not have been the same otherwise.
Are there any magical protections around this vault that may stop him from using his portal device things?
Oh, there are many magical ailments within the vault.
Such as...
That I do not know.
Got snare traps, boulder falls.
But when we get there, are there other guards that would be more informed on the fine details of things because of their proximity?
No, by design.
Okay, so there's no guards guarding the vault?
Oh, there are guards.
That's what I'm talking about.
The contents therein.
No, just more information about what's been going on since the train got there. But if there's more guards, we'll talk to them there.
Right. Are we ready?
Yep.
To proceed.
Suppose so.
Follow me. Is this actually coming through?
On there.
I don't know if it's
Is it coming through at the table?
No, it's coming through at the table. Everybody's being real quiet when they're talking right now. Everybody's been
we need to project.
No, I don't think so. Don't change whatever you're doing. Whatever it picks up, it picks up. I'm good, bro. This is not a show. It's probably picking everything up. It'll be fine.
But we don't care.
Yeah, motherfucker.
So, kind of being led back out of this place and out back into the street, they are immediately kind of, I wouldn't say beeline, power walking with the intent that you are following. And you can immediately tell because you can kind of, even from this vantage, see it. It is one of the most, and rightfully so, awe-inspiring pieces of this city. This tall palace that you know to be where King Air, like this is the palace, if you will. Is palace the right word? But palace castle. This is the seat of King Aerys himself. But many other things are housed here beyond that. Like just like I said, there's a vault there. There's I want to say government, but it's not government if it's a monarchy. But you know what I mean. Like those comings and goings. There is like things that happen. Official businesses also happen here.
Got an even Marcus.
If I were to describe the look of like these buildings and this building in particular, a lot more metal work than I think you'd be seeing outside of this sort of situation. Like certainly than Mayfield and such, and a lot of stone work, like a Roman-esque like marble texture to a lot of it as well. If that makes sense. And again, it's kind of once you enter this space, it becomes very opulent. First and foremost, like I said, like a white marble texture, a lot of gold inlay, a lot of subtle, almost like when you go to Disneyland and you can see the Mickey Mouse heads. What you see instead is the classic emblem that you know it's on all your gold coins. It's this lion maned head that is like the mint of the kingdom, but it's all kind of there's a lot of lion imagery and a lot of that everywhere. But very kind of mazy in the section that you're brought into, and you kind of twist and turn down different hallways with various doors, places you have no idea, and people kind of coming and going until you finally reach this bottom area. And there does appear to be like a big vault-like door, not unlike some of the ones you've seen in some banks you've been into, but much bigger. 2 guards on either side. And it seems like this is an entrance hatch to the vault for people. If I had to say how big it is, it's probably like the big of the Krypton wall.
That the whole door is access?
More or less.
Oh.
Circular in nature, but it would fill the wall.
Yeah, I think we're still being led, right? Yeah.
Very well. I shall take my leave of you here. Best of luck, Red Ravens.
Oh, we don't need luck.
We collected our IOU thing from this guard, right?
Did you?
I think so.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
He was handed.
Cool. Then I just pull Ursula alongside us, who's apparently been with us
shit.
the whole time.
Oh, really?
Oh
We
yeah,
haven't
we're
done
still
any-
letting still trying to just
Yeah.
with us.
Yeah, we haven't.
Roll deep.
We had her on the train.
Well, it's really hard to see out of this, especially without glasses.
It's weird.
I
'cause,
can't
like,
say we've had an opportunity.
Yeah, it's weird because you're wearing a costume essentially, and we are recording this, and you're just like 2 feet off camera. It's like it's an interesting dichotomy.
That's because we don't have the rights to the costume.
That's a fair point.
You deliberately disobeyed me. And what's worse, you put Nala in danger.
Wait,
God damn it.
something's not right.
Should have said Leia. It would've been- You should have said
Leia.
Leia.
Oh.
It would have really messed with my head.
All that the light touches will be yours. What about that parsec over there?
That is the dark. Simba, hurt your feelings. You know it to be true.
Is there like a guard that they dropped us off with?
There's 2.
That they were like, this is who they are, that way that we don't have to go through this again of explaining who we are.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
good. And then, that being the case, after the first guard leaves, I'll then ask them, so how long ago did the train actually get here?
Yeah, it's been about a day and a half.
And he's just been in there the whole time?
They ain't coming out.
And no one's been allowed in, right?
Is anyone able to
No,
scry?
no.
Sorry.
No person.
Has anyone tried scrying in there?
Nope. Nope.
Well, yeah, have the ability.
Would it even work?
I don't know, but yeah. Is there any kind of disenchantment,
Non-detections.
anything going on?
Anti-magic.
Anti-magic?
Gotta know how hard I can smite if at all. Oh, red. No, that technically doesn't count as a magic effect, I think.
We
Well,
ain't
would that affect my husband?
really allowed into the vault proper. Couldn't say. I know it's guarded to high hell, so
Well, I'm sure you see things from your position too. Is there anything that's kind of struck you as odd or out of place?
how do you mean?
Just maybe people trying to cover things up, or people acting in a suspicious way. We're just seeing if there's anyone else that might have
Not to
information.
my recollection.
Okay.
We have just been standing here.
How close are we to the vault? Are you?
You're at the door.
So okay.
Like,
Okay.
or at least
Fair enough.
the entry point, you are right there.
All right.
It seems very like out in the open, the entrance to this vault here. Does everyone know? This is just on the street?
No, sorry.
Oh,
That was me
oh,
kind of cutting through like a lot of things.
okay.
You went into this place and you
It was
kind of
very
gone
popular
through.
there.
Yeah, you kind
Right.
of.
I didn't realize
You're
you were
low down.
describing
You're like in the
inside
deck.
building. I thought you were describing outside.
Yeah, I thought it was literally like a vault door on the side of the
Me
palace.
too. And I was like, okay,
Right,
you're
that's my-
here. All right.
You're not being Tolkien enough.
Okay,
It is
never
like
mind.
within this
Never mind the disregard
in
that
this castle
question.
palace, sure, but it is like in the underbelly of it. Like you'd be like, are we being taken to the dungeons? And it's actually this
Got it.
vault underneath, which it is. This palace is kind of built a little higher up compared to like, as one often does with these things, the rest of the city itself. It's kind of raised above, like whether it be hill or what. But you are underneath where you've walked in from, if that makes sense. You've gone down stairwells and hallways. So, sense it's out. I know you're like, I don't want to ask that, but like in a sense, it is kind of like right in this room, but there's no traffic down here except for traffic that needs to be.
We are the traffic.
And this is the only entrance or exit to the vault, other than where the train.
That is correct. This hatch leads into where the train is held. There's a separate door inside that room that leads to the vault proper. Hopefully, the fella you're looking for is dead on the ground. We just gotta do clean.
Any
Would
tips?
make our lives easier.
Indeed. Any tips at all for survival once we go in there?
Oh yeah, kind of a big one. Don't touch a goddamn thing. Would be what I'd say.
You mean just the objects that are in there, not like the walls or anything?
I don't know for sure, but certainly not the don't touch the coins, the gems, the items. There's all kinds of stuff in there, and I know it's heavily guarded. I'd say be careful.
But again, we are not meant to go into the vault proper at all.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
But
Unless
But
there's a huge fuck off hole in the wall that
Right.
we need to pursue Silas through.
We are allowed to.
yes, that would be ideal. Better, no offense, better you than me.
Sure.
As far as I'm concerned, just be real about that.
And when we open up the train that has been on lockdown this whole time, does the whole train open all at once, or can we open just the one section for us to carefully guard that way if he wouldn't be able to escape out the other side of the train, or the one side of the train? Or does that,
It's only like the one car, right? So
Okay.
it's only,
Yeah,
all right.
it's just the front engine car.
Yeah, right.
But is
I
there
mean,
not
only
like
one door?
doors
or-
on the side and one in the?
Not to that.
Oh, right.
There's only the one.
But it is. There's opened up, and there's a hole blast out.
The last time you messed with it,
Uh-huh.
there was a hole that got cut in the top
Right.
to get to the roof, and there was the hatch door that led into it. Those are the only openings, and one was forcefully made.
Sure.
But otherwise, it was pretty damn solid. There was no side doors to it. No.
And then when it goes into lockdown, there's something that covers that hat, that covers the top where the hole would have been made, or that hole would still be in there, and Silas could just be out in the vault. Okay, so that's
The lockdown was, in truth,
Cut the sides.
was supposed to keep the train from stopping, period,
Yes.
and bring it immediately to this vault.
Right. Which was already
Silas
compromised.
sundered
Yeah.
the train so that only the helm kept going.
And the helm was already compromised, so the lockdown wouldn't have affected Silas at all if you can just walk through the top hole of the train.
That's fair.
Okay, cool. That,
Easy
I
as
just-
gig of his life.
He's loose in the vault.
yeah, yep, we're cool. We're all on the same
As
page.
if he didn't have his own ways, anyways. But
Sure.
yes.
But that's how you left the helm. Was that it was just that hatch in particular? Well, I guess they both were because it was like essentially cut with like a magic
Yeah.
chalk situation that it was open to the elements as you left it.
Awesome.
Who had the chalk?
Rudy had the chop.
The chalk sound?
Rudy had the chop. Okay, I'm done with that.
God.
Well, if this vault is meant to be unmanned, it's kind of like I said, we just deal with the room that the train's in. You should be good to go there, because assuming it's over, the gas will dissipate, and that won't be a thing for you. But yeah, if you have to go beyond that, I'd say don't touch anything, and you'll probably be all right.
And if we find him and we're able to catch him, how do we let y'all know that we've got him?
Oh yeah, just come back to this door.
Bang, bang, bang.
I mean, even if he does that, then we'll get him there, right?
I hope you would.
Well,
But that
Silas
would be
didn't
our
look like
problem.
Silas while he was on the train, to be
Yeah.
fair. Tell you what,
That's
so we'll
us.
we'll give you that one.
Okay.
It's not that knock. Don't trust it. Boom, 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 boom.
We
Yeah, I got it.
If Silas is alive, hopefully he's not. If he is and we need to fight him, what if some things get destroyed just by proximity?
collateral.
That'd be bad.
It would be bad,
Probably
but,
bad.
but we aren't gonna be punished for that, right? As long as it's not catastrophic.
It sounded like
We'll do everything we can to make sure no damage comes, but I just want to make sure that, you never know. Big fights can cause big messes.
If you're asking if I'm gonna hurt you when you get out for something you did inside,
sounds like you don't have to.
I won't be doing that unless you try to take something with you. But
Oh, no.
the vault is on automation, and I cannot stop the vault.
Can't stop the vault.
Ball.
Where's the
We gotta make t-shirts.
Yeah.
Stop.
where's the part that the vault is controlled from? Is there a control panel for this vault or anything?
I feel like
I feel like
Alright,
it's semantics.
I
When I say automated, I mean it does its own thing. We use Heka or magic in this place, and
Oh,
it's just there's all sorts of hoots and whoops. It's above my pay grade. I didn't mean. I understand we do have machinery, but maybe some of it's. I really don't know what's in there.
fair enough.
Okay. If there's a control panel, I've never touched it. Okay.
How frequently do we hear people refer to magic as Heka? Is that very common in this world?
Only in the Northwest. No.
That's more of an expression.
No, that was a total joke.
I'm a regional
That was a California joke.
Yeah.
More of an Albany
I would
expression.
say that people that kind of follow what I would kind of, I know we haven't really maybe talked about this before, but for those that kind of follow the old ways or like really subscribe to like, and that doesn't, I don't mean like, well, Flint follows Anubis, so shouldn't he be that? I don't mean people follow the gods, but like some people are like orthodox, right?
Mhm.
I would say that kind of folk would usually use those terms. It's an old term.
Just interesting.
That's like a scripture term.
Mm.
If your tablets of the religion kind of talk about magic, it's probably using that.
I really only keep the balance on Sundays.
Isn't real. Let's go into the vault.
But I would also say it is a popular enough term that everyone everyone pretty much recognizes it as interchangeable with the other. So it's not like a new thing with her.
No, yeah, I definitely remember it. I just in the
I
world,
meant even if it was the first time I've just said it at the table, like it's not the first time Tower has heard those words.
Yeah.
Especially Tower, I think.
it's been on and about.
And how old are you?
Oh, not like 200 or something like that. Only like 60 or so, something like that. Right? I think that's what we established. You know when the war was better than I. The whole thing.
Sure. That being said, yep. Does that about sum it up? Y'all
Yeah.
ready to head on in?
What's up?
Is there anything we should prep before going in?
Are we comfortable with bringing Ursula with us, or would you feel comfortable with? Okay, no, we'll bring you. We'll bring you.
If you don't buy it.
I was just waiting for the question to end.
The face. It was like.
I was like, okay.
No, I think we can take her with us. No, okay.
I don't know. Asala might not have the same compunctions as us about not touching anything.
Ooh, good
That-
point.
Can we?
Do you have like a ladder or somewhere we can we
Just
can
gesture.
keep it, yeah.
Like,
I want someone to make a persuasion check, and this person's gonna make an animal handling.
Persuasion, show me persuasion.
Okay.
Total 19, I believe.
Okay, hold on to that number just in case I forget.
She's just a girl. She's just a little girl. Come on.
Just a little girl.
And then 19 was your persuasion
Yep.
to like help with the group. I can figure something out. I think he's either like a little apprehensive as this. While this city certainly doesn't, you've noticed, hasn't really batted an eye with an owlbear. Like in fact, I would also say like if you were really looking when you were walking around, you probably saw 2 or 3 that were armored with other people.
We should see about
So why the
Yeah.
fuck ain't Heinz here?
Yeah, what the fuck? We should pick one.
Dear
up.
Lord
Just like-
Hines.
And then you
Were you aware of it?
I didn't mean you saw like baby owlbear. You saw like
Yeah.
full-grown armored owlbear in the city. Okay.
I wish to make you aware of the current situation.
Well, how long until baby owlbear becomes full owlbear?
I think we talked about that.
Not a
I think we
campaign.
said something like 2 or 3 years.
Oh,
It
okay.
take years. I
Yeah.
mean, realistically,
Well,
unless
a
you
lot of
magically age
animals
something.
actually age very quickly. Maybe
Yeah,
I
but it's
kind
gonna
of
take-
remember this conversation.
Yeah.
I think I looked up an owl's lifespan and a bear's lifespan, averaged it, and we realized
Yeah.
it was going to take like a couple years to full grown.
Yeah, something. Yeah, we average the maturity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or whatever, some bullshit.
Anyways, as riveting as that discussion is.
I just
But-
bet if you're able to evade him for long enough, then Ursula would be. full
Yeah,
grown.
we could do a
In
campaign
2
where
or
you
3
evade a
years.
guy for years and try and age out your creature.
An introverts campaign.
Well, the lawful good campaign.
No one said
That campaign didn't count.
no one ever said that Heinz was a logical individual. Okay? I'm just saying. But
Well,
I love
well, just having a Vigo to destroy. I
It's
understand.
also a long and expensive trip too. If this is the area where you can buy them easily.
That's true.
sure.
Ain't an object, I swear.
Beyond that stray thought that might occur, while the city itself doesn't seem to have any real problem with an owlbear unless it gets out of hand, this individual is like maybe not the most comfortable, but seems willing based on everything, all the body language and coercion going on. Any dietary restrictions I should know about?
We'll leave her with some food. Some of her favorite treats to keep her occupied well.
Great. Okay.
And we really hope not to be gone more than an hour at the most. We hope. We hope.
She also likes it if you scratch her right here. See?
Uh,
Oh no!
It is called a poet. I
Yep.
don't know how owlbears poop, and I'm scared to ask.
That's a Google dive that can go wrong so fast.
Because I know how bears poop, and I'm pretty sure I know how owls poop.
Do they not even poop? I thought they just vomit.
What?
They poop?
They also
Well,
poop.
the urea poop mixture things that birds do.
Okay.
They poop out
Deer,
carcasses and stuff.
Yeah,
People
sure.
like collect them and just dissect them.
I feel like the
Deer-
digestiveness of an owlbear is more bear than owl.
And yeah. But its mouth is distinctly owl.
Yeah.
And that's the beginning of the dietary tract, right?
And then, but what does the stomach do?
It has to deal with what the mouth can put in, right?
Over here.
Oh, God.
dear producers, director, and writers for the new D&D movie, Honor Among Thieves. Quick question. Is it about the movie? Sort of. Tangentially.
So when the girl that can ward into a owlbear turns into one, what happens to her vagina?
Jesus Christ.
That's what I want.
Who doesn't want that? And that's
What are the properties of an owl
Can I
bear?
still bang her? Like that's the D&D insight.
yes.
Yeah. you
If
know?
I turn into an owl bear too, it's not weird.
My grandmother gave me a book about werewolves that was all that. It was very strict. She's like, "You like werewolves? You should read this." And I was like,
After she had read it, right?
"Yeah." And I was like,
That's the part
I'm not
that
even
we
ignorant
got
of the
that.
content of this book.
"Oh, this is a lot less werewolf, and a lot more werewolf sex than I said."
Here you go. We can never
When I
talk
look at-
like reasonable
When I
people
look at
again.
this picture, I just feel like it bear shits. I don't know.
No,
And it has a
hear
bare
ya.
butt.
Does an
Yeah.
owl bear shit in the woods? Is
But
an actual
It owl
question.
vomits.
Yeah,
It's gotta be both.
It has an owl mouth. That's the thing, and like an owl mouth can't necessarily eat bear. No, they both eat meat. They're both carnivorous. I don't fucking
I mean, does the beak look serrated at all?
Yes,
Mm.
absolutely.
Omnivorous.
I mean, owls.
That's
eat
what
crazy
we do
shit, too.
here
Yeah.
with
This is a comic book question. It depends on the author.
That's true too.
You're not wrong. Been quite a few
Whose
editions.
can's pain is the owlbear shitting?
Yeah, that's just blew my mind.
So you know what, the Grant Morrison run of Owl Bear would have been very interesting.
Whew.
Oh, but other than Sawa,
How does one go back to the game?
Right. Yeah.
is there anything else we should prep for, like Silas? Like, assuming he knows we're coming into
Right.
this ball. or
He's
something.
waiting for us in an ambush.
Yeah.
Already.
Despite
It's like, hold on, I need to get a very tiny calligrapher's kit so that I can name some of these bullets.
no, despite our many run-ins with Silas, I have still yet to come up with a strategy that seems very effective against him.
Have you tried punching him harder?
Yes, indeed I have.
Can we recap what has happened in the previous fights with him? Because that's just, might be.
Sure, racking your brains back. He's even before this new weapon. He's always been able to fire a gunshot that has exploded, dynamite essentially. He's always been able to shoot in a fashion that would seem to like go straight through multiple targets.
He
Like
bends
if you're in a
bullets.
line, well, he bends his bullets. He
Yeah,
has shot in
uncanny
the corners.
shots.
Yeah, but he
But now
like
piercing bullets.
yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Mm.
I think that's
We haven't noticed any vulnerabilities from him, right?
He was vulnerable to being thrown off a train. Very briefly. But I was not able to capitalize on that, and I'm
He
in mental
has-
health right now.
And there obviously has been some magical elements beyond that as well. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. I think he's hexed somebody before.
Okay.
And what else?
Tawa, as a robotic individual with a gun and the ability to punch things real good, I think you need to learn how to shoot coins so that they bounce off the coin to your target.
He's also been able to shoot.
I need you to do an ultra kill for me, son.
He's also been able to shoot
Go
within
full
melee
Mustang, dude, go
range
bro.
very effectively. That's another thing you've done.
Should have to do what?
He has shot people within melee range incredibly effectively.
Throwing a coin is not a
Have
martial
we
art.
done a lot of things that have required wisdom saving throws, and have we? What?
What do you mean?
That he's had to
That
make a wisdom
yeah,
saving throw.
and like that now he succeeded or not.
I don't know.
Just to know how effective.
Sounds
I have
don't know
like
how
the
to
only
answer
thing I have to like hit him with initially, I think, is cause fear, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't think. I mean, I think he would just most likely succeed anyways.
Have I ever been able to stun silence? I don't
I
think
don't
I have. But okay, but no, your shrug means that he is vulnerable to being stunned. I just may not. Or
Is that what that means?
yeah, that means it's a possibility.
So you're saying?
But would I straight up tell you that Femina is like, oh well, you know what? He's actually immune to poison.
Well, if I specifically
Exactly.
ask the question, like
I-
I've tried to poison him several times,
Okay.
and it hasn't succeeded,
Has
then
it bothered
maybe
him?
you might give me a chance to figure.
I
it
don't
out.
remember you trying to stun
So
him.
many
Well, I mean, I know you do try to stun him. So.
I'm
That's
just-
like
I feel
go
like I
to
remember
one.
you stopping before the end of the fight, just like I'm not gonna try stunning because it wasn't working.
yeah. That's why I had the question. In my
Yeah.
mind.
But I would say that whether it's that he's immune to being stunned somehow, or he's
He
just
just rolls
incredibly
really well.
resilient to it.
Yeah.
For
What
whatever
if he's just
reason.
got like
I have
a ring of freedom of movement or some shit?
Yeah, sure.
and did
Or maybe he's just rolled exceptionally well when
Sure.
you've gone to stun him. Like that can happen even if you have 0 to all your stats, right?
Yeah.
You just
Fair,
get
yeah.
a good roll.
aside from the coins, did he have any way to teleport, or did he turn invisible? I feel like I remember something
Yeah.
else
How
that
did he
was.
get away that time where the tooth was left? Wasn't it just? A
Oh yeah,
flash
I
of
do.
smoke?
Yeah, well, it was like a aberration. Is that the right term?
Disapparition?
Yeah, it would be the
Fuck
reverse.
you,
It's
JK.
like yeah,
An illusion.
it's like what She Who Not Be Names does in her books, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what happened.
Yeah. And to
So
somewhere where you
don't
can see,
know
or
about
just
that.
gone.
Gone.
Gone. Okay. Because I could try hitting him with a enlarge reduce and making him small and try roping him, but then he might teleport away.
If you wanted to teleport away, he'd be away,
I know,
right?
probably,
Yeah.
unless there's some.
Yeah, because
blocking him.
he's had so much time already.
Mhm.
Right, unless yes, there's
Are we-
something blocking him, or the,
But most likely, it seems like he probably could have teleported away by now.
so if he's in there, there's a reason why he's stuck in there, or something that he has yet to
And we're
accomplish
waiting.
in a day and a half, or something he's waiting for.
The gas should have killed them by
We
now.
don't know what
Open the
kind
door and destroy what is left.
of magical things are on this. And he may not be able to teleport away. And
That's true. We don't really know.
Yeah.
Okay,
so we got nothing.
but no, it was good to go
Yeah.
through everything.
Do we want to have a code word for at some point if I should reduce them so you could try to rope them, Tron? Because it does affect their strength saves, and roping is strength
Oh,
saves, right?
okay.
Mm.
Yeah, and I
I
can
was like,
do
he's a
one
medium
size.
creature.
Right, that's what I was going at. But yeah,
Strength saves, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
sure.
Sorry, I explained my fault.
Uh,
I was like, you
But
can
there's
be
a
roped.
reason, and I have reasoning.
In theory.
But he has been pretty slippery.
I'll just I don't think he's without any what's the word, what's the term you used? Vulnerabilities.
Sure.
That'd be insane. I'm not a
Yeah.
monster.
He's just been
he's
really
just
good at-
become that figure to us, though, too.
I understand that, but he
Yeah.
watched you, spent time with you,
Of course.
learned you, and was just kind of outclassing you a little bit to begin with.
Yeah.
Just experience some time. So
He's mere mortal. He puts on his guns one holster at a time.
I'll say this. He's really good at what he can do, and he's not so great at what he can't do.
Fair
What he
enough.
can do is
What he
piss us
can
off.
do is kill. He's good at it.
So if we take him to a spelling bee and humiliate him beyond all reason.
Maybe.
Yeah, what should our code word be?
Fuck that guy in
I
particular.
think he actually does. I think I described
say
him as
that
having
anyway,
a sword
though.
on his back too. He's never used it on you once. You know that.
That's it.
He's only ever used his gun.
On us,
Pretty
but
sure.
has he used it on others?
That's a question. For
No, I mean
Silas Creed.
that we've seen. I don't mean in general that we've witnessed.
I just think it looks cool.
No.
Okay.
Hey, God.
Everybody that you found dead, supposedly by his hand on that train,
Was shot.
was shot with the newfangled gadget,
Yeah.
Absolute.
which
waste.
does not appear to shoot ammunition, at least in a physical form. It's shooting beams of some kind.
Straight up Malawan.
That's what fucked you on top of the train.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I can't. Like that.
And I swear that's not a me thing. That was a
Yeah, no, that's-
long ago
Yeah.
decision.
Yeah.
No, but like, yeah, I have the thing about my class, my subclass, is that I can deflect that later. So that's cool. If
Silas
I-
is in for a rude awakening at some point.
Exactly.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
That's cool.
If I decide to keep going, I'm gonna multi-class though, so we'll see.
But I'm just saying, like,
Actual fuck.
that item always worked that way before characters were rolled. Essentially, I'm like,
I'm not thinking you fucked me.
I
I'm
know,
like-
I know. Sometimes things just align in certain orders, and I'm like, this makes it seem like I'm just trying to fuck people.
Mhm.
I'm not a fuckboy. Anyways,
Not yet. I don't
Not with that attitude.
not kidding. Next. Where are we? What's
Getting
going on?
ready to go
Yeah,
in.
I think we're going into a vault.
We're gonna go
Oh,
in.
I was gonna say tower
Mhm.
because yeah, I think this really only affects you for obvious reasons. May I have a perception check? This is a feeling based, like not feeling like emotional, feeling like physical touch.
That's a 15 plus my 7 is a 22.
22. It would almost, if we've established you can actually like feel. So it's almost as if someone's breathing on your spine. Like you just feel this light little hum from the casing that's connected to your back.
Oh God.
Oh fuck, we're walking right. Yeah, no, it's a trap.
Wait.
It's all kinds of trap.
Oh my
Well, first, I
gosh.
think we should establish a mind link
Yeah.
before we go in.
That's a great
Mhm.
point.
Mhm.
Also, before we open the vault door, I pull up. I do pull. I felt this and look through the hole and see it because we did. There was a beam in this direction, and I kind of looked for that.
Again, just to clarify
Right,
what
right,
that looks
right.
like, it's like it's like a, you've got the flat donut. When you look through the empty space, there's just a dot, like almost like a sight dot. And if you're going like this,
Mhm.
and you kind of move away towards the door, like somewhere that's beyond this door, you don't know how far any of that goes or whatever, you can see it.
And I pointed out to the group. I felt this against my back, and it seems to be. I should. Should we put this
And
away? Or
that's
should
why
we?
he told us about the job.
Yeah. Should,
There's no chance in hell that Flint would do something that musical like that.
Your backpack's not detachable, right?
no.
No, you welded it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we have this with us and out as a guide? I know that's
scared of
I don't
him
think
taking
so.
it from
No?
us.
No chance in hell. It ain't what he's hoping for.
then let's lock it up, put it away. We know it's there.
I'd keep it elsewhere, honestly. I
But
wouldn't.
where?
Where is more safe
Hell,
than
if
with
that's a
us?
question.
That's the only thing.
He would
We're
have to-
safer than all.
He would have to take me.
Unless we just don't take it into the vault.
But in,
A meaningful pause from Flint.
Yeah.
All it takes is a locate object stone.
It's not that I don't believe in you.
It is locked.
It's that Silas is good at this.
Just
I-
trying to-
Right, and or kidnap me. I don't know where better.
Have her Sala eat it.
Power pulls out a
No.
wand of portals.
I gotta
Size of
say,
an
part of
owlbear
me,
beak, size of
I was thinking of the
October.
coin in that moment
Sure.
for some reason. I was really hoping for you guys to start using the coin holes as like trash cans or shit.
Sir,
Oh, that would be something.
sir, sir, I can't let you open a random ass portal outside the vault.
Yeah.
Also, the fuck.
You think I'm stupid? Yeah, no.
Tower pops it back in the backpack.
Look, full disclosure, I can neither confirm nor deny that that has any relation to what you're doing right now, beyond at all.
Yeah.
You know,
But
but it is the thing that
happened.
happens as you are at this proximity to this door, to this place.
And Silas mentioned trains, and the train job got us here. Like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's a beautiful trail of breadcrumbs.
Mm-hmm.
We've been eating it up this whole goddamn time.
Absolutely.
Should I put the invisibility before we go in?
I believe
Yeah.
that
Oh,
was a
maybe
great
you
idea.
should put
Yes.
your
Oh,
glasses on. Oh, and mind link.
Get them up.
right, spin on my heel, look at
What does all
everybody.
that do now? You can see invisible people that are invisible.
Creatures and objects. And I can see into the ethereal plane if you're ghostly and translucent.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the scary part of that stuff.
I know, I know.
Sometimes.
So both of you can basically see the ethereal plane.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, I got it in 15-minute increments. I believe it was.
I mean, this takes a whole spell. Should I do that, or is it good to have just one? Or
Yeah, I think it's. I
Or
think
if it-
it's good.
I mean, how many castings you get?
I only got 3 at that level.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop out.
Oh well, I guess the sheriff basically has the same thing
Yeah.
with that. Then maybe.
I feel like
not.
kind of doubling up.
And plus, it also sees through illusions,
That's even better,
polymorphs,
yeah.
false shapes, etc.
Okay. Then yeah. maybe just that
I'll hold
one's
on
fine.
to that spell stuff.
Like if he turned himself into a coin, funniest thing I ever seen. And, I could see through that, but I only got like 15 times 3 uses of that, maybe.
We got the mind link going now.
Do not have the specifics on it in front of me.
Of what?
I think it's lens of seeing.
I don't have access. Oh, I can.
You got compendium, right?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Gem of seeing.
Gem of Sin. You're right. I do have compendium.
Just worked into a mantle.
Yep.
Right?
It's
It's
a
a monocle,
monocle.
isn't it?
I keep saying glasses.
It's for the prestigious. Usually.
Has 3 charges as an action. You can command word and spend 1 charge for the next 10 minutes. You have
10
true sight.
times 3. That's it.
True sight out to 120 feet when you peer through the gem. True sight
True sight.
means
Means you can see like shape
Invisibility,
changers.
shape shifting, etc. Basically, anything that's not what it seems to be
Also
seems
in-
that way to me.
normal and non-magical darkness. No, sorry, normal and magical darkness. Sorry. So that's
Bitchin'.
Is that
Yeah.
the same thing I have in the other camera? No. I don't know.
but cool. I think I think that we're good for now then.
You
Also,
mind
blind
linked.
fighting for those of us who have
Yes.
blind fighting.
Oh, right.
Yeah, don't forget about your blind.
You mind linked, but you're not putting what did I name him?
Oh, well, that's
Not
why I
Cass.
actually wanted to ask that.
Catherine?
Kazan. He's not involved in that, right? He's
I
just
can't
in your
know.
pocket.
Yeah, no.
Grumpy Tinkerbell.
Well, that's
Oh,
what
yeah,
I
the
was
party.
gonna
Feeling-
say.
feeling betrayed.
In the mind
Understand.
link, what are we doing about him?
Yeah, once we're finally out of earshot of like people who would care about this, I'm gonna apologize profusely.
I mean, I would say that the space that you're in, like if that's the vault proper, this, not the kitchen, but the rest of this space is probably about the size of the room. There's like 2 guards there. Like you could fuck off over this place.
Well, it doesn't matter. We have a mind link going.
Well, he's like, once we're not around people
Oh,
who give a
he
shit,
wants to-
'cause he's
oh, yeah,
blind
yeah,
to
yeah.
like do something. So I'm saying like that's about the space you have to work with from the vault door. Maybe a little bit longer, but for ease of visualization.
Do we bring him in? What do we?
I don't believe we have a choice.
Yeah, you can't leave them out here.
Incriminating as fuck.
I was gonna let you go to the store before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before
I
really
know.
trying to nudge
Oh
you.
yeah,
one way
now
or
that
the
I
other.
have, now that I specifically have
and you guys are
Tower
like,
in the
"Oh."
mind link.
Let's talk to these guys, and I'm like,
And-
well,
God's damn it.
Oh
We weren't
my
even in town for 5 goddamn minutes. You couldn't let us have 10 before you go to the nearest person in a helmet full plate on a horse and inform them kindly of a government goddamn secrets.
You know, it might not have been the best idea, but we're really getting stuff done here.
that is true too.
No,
It cannot be
no.
done.
Since we're out of the zone of truth, don't worry, Tower. It ain't your fault.
It's kind of my fault, but
Wait, since we're out of the zone of truth.
Walked right into it.
I'm sorry, it took the DM a second to understand what was being said.
it took me a second.
So Flynn Westhill proceeds to pull out what little bit of his 11 wisdom score he has to burn the shit out of Tower. Sheriff pivots in to destroy Tower at all costs.
I love that as like just a colloquial, like almost like a bless your heart.
Yeah,
like,
now that we're out of the zone.
out of the zone of truth.
It ain't your fault.
I love it.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. You look fantastic.
Out of the zone of truth. That's
Outside of a zone of truth. Oh god, that's a beautiful phrase. Outside of a zone of truth, that looks amazing.
yeah, that's really good.
That's a new.
That's t-shirt.
I'm coining that shit.
Yeah,
This is my phrase.
it's really good.
I made it.
Yeah, you did. It works.
Oh my god,
I have to thank
Okay.
you for that.
that's good stuff.
I want to hear that in the movie, honestly.
When you read
It feels snappy enough. Right? It feels like a snappy enough movie we could get that quote out of.
I agree.
I doubt it.
I think in a sequel, like once you get
Get me in the writer's room.
you gotta have more nerds around to be like zone of truth. Oh, zone. I know what that. Oh, okay, yeah, I get it. You need to. Yeah, see.
That's
Yeah.
online.
I have to
Yeah,
be
I'm
under
gonna
the
lean
effects of
over.
a feeble mind spell to consider dating you.
So, are you feeling set and ready to enter this place?
I believe you.
I want to prep Cosphere just because why not? If I see him.
Cossphere.
Wait, you can't do that.
Nah.
I
no.
do that all the time.
I
I don't
get-
understand why you. Yeah.
What you're gonna want to do is get the Warcaster feat.
Mhm.
It's really, because that's gonna let you do your reaction spells, shit like that as opportunities. Depending how Don does it, I think in that case too, because then
Oh, that's not my issue. I was just thinking about like how much do you want to invest on that niche?
yeah,
aspect?
that's true because you are fighting. It's like
But
your secondary.
If anyone's gonna
It's
burn
mine.
feats on things, I guess it should be a fighter.
That's a fair point.
Sorry, whoever I just skipped. What was I gonna say? But I mean, if you're like, as soon as I see him, I want to do
mean,
this. You
basically
can do that.
But I do also forget it when it is like a hold action type thing.
Yeah, you don't have to
'Cause
hold
you
an
can
action
action
outside of combat. You can, if that's what you're planning to do, then you'll probably get a chance if
Yes.
you lock eyes. You get a chance to see them before they see you, kind of situation. Probably.
Yeah, to me, it's like I'm mentally prepping to be like, as soon as and you know, to make sure that can happen before a lot of stuff goes. So being like, that's my goal.
Right.
Is like as soon as I see him to do that spell.
And depending on how that scene goes down, yeah, that doesn't bother.
And then like after we're past the vault door, essentially walking down what I'm assuming is a hallway.
Oh, you ready to go?
Yes, I think we're.
Oh, then you'll hear him like do one of those little finger whistles that I cannot do. And to an empty room beyond you, you just see a couple runes light up one at a time until it finally starts filling up the entire circular doorway. And when they're finally all lit, they glow a little brighter, and then the door starts creaking open. Well, hope to see you again. I guess I'm turning into Jim Varney. That's fine. He's a cool guy. Rest in peace. Rest in power, Jim Varney.
Ernest goes to heaven.
Yeah. Shit.
Don't worry.
My cousin is Jesus Christ. He turns water to wine. It's a cheap trick. That's just the one earnest character I can really think of with the neck face. And then that's the only one I can repeat because the others look fit. They ain't appropriate anymore. They
You're
never were.
It's been several years since
Yeah.
I saw any of those
Oh.
movies, man.
Oh, I guess that you could do the huntsman guy with the little fez who's like, very well. But you can't do like the... He used to paint himself to be certain characters.
Sure.
Yeah, it was. I love him. He's hilarious, but they're
And
not everything ages well.
I've heard good reviews when he goes evil too, as far as like his handsomeness. I think evil Jim Varney people like as a sex symbol.
I guess that could make sense.
It's got like a Nutty Professor vibe.
Yeah.
Because, why did I just blank on this name?
We're not even on the train anymore.
Jerry
We
Lewis.
ran straight into a vault.
I've never seen an Ernest movie.
Yes, Jerry Lewis, but I was,
Yeah,
I was
Jerry
gonna
Lewis.
throw out the Eddie Murphy.
No, not that one. No.
Gilly.
Jerry Lewis. I'm like, woo!
Robert Downey Jr. He did Doolittle, right?
Oh, Doolittle. Yeah.
Oh.
Dr. Doolittle.
We're talking about
Not even-
Nutty
Yeah, I know. Never mind. Leave
Are
it
you a
alone.
dude pretending to be a dude pretending to be another dude?
Yes, exactly.
At least that was like sort of self-aware.
That was a meta
Probably-
joke.
Probably
That's-
still maybe not great, but also like
It's a questionable joke, but it's one that was made in the spirit of making fun of the joke.
Yes. Yeah. It's hey, it's not my place.
I'm not the person. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, let's
I-
be fair, it's probably one of the least offensive things in that movie, too.
There's a lot going on.
Meet the Fatties was pretty offensive.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Simple Jack, I think, is on the
Simple
top
Jack,
of the list.
Even like that, the gay priest like trailer that they had going on. It's like, why is this like this? Why? Yeah, I know why it's like it, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway.
I need to see that movie again.
That is not age well. I need to see that again.
I do love.
I haven't seen a
Danny
good Tom
McBride
Cruise movie.
Like when the explosions go off and he's like, it's so like there's a lot of good in that movie too. But
I really like that movie.
that being said, the doors open.
Those are movies that
You
can't
are
be made
free to
anymore.
enter this space. I would say the lighting in here is dim. The coloration of light, I would akin to like that soft fluorescent blue that you would put in like a fish tank. You can, as soon as you kind of like pass the threshold and get into the room proper, if you so choose, which you can now see the door, the hatch or the safe door of this vault is probably about this thick. I would say solid metal from what you can tell.
Door.
I didn't say it before either, but I would
Anti-scrubbing.
kind of describe the quality of this metal as to be at least in part plated in like a chrome manner. It is very reflective. And as soon as you pass that threshold and like take in your surroundings, you can just see there's like a big, like it must be a door that opens like this.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, the garage door.
Yeah, but there's no roll at the top. It just
Yeah.
kind of it seems like it just goes away and comes back.
Mhm.
It also appears to be pretty thick in nature, from what you can tell, just based on the little bit of it that you can see. Beyond that, within is the train, just stopped there. And if you look towards the head of the train, you can see that wall is missing about a 6 foot wide, 8 foot tall rectangle from it, and a light shining.
Can we assume that's where the vault is? Or is it obvious where the vault is?
With that, if like just standing there without
Yeah.
going to the hole, the light that's pouring in from that opening seems to be refracting like light to the ceiling and ground and space within this blue, and it is in a yellowish coloration.
It has the door closed behind us.
No, this is like stepping into the space and like and waiting for everyone to kind of fall in before the door will shut when you all get in. But if there's any reason, they're not going to.
No,
They're
no,
not
I'm
gonna
not
shut
trying
you
to
in
stop it. I
between.
just don't want
Yeah.
to do anything before we're not, like, while there's still a huge opening.
Mm-hmm.
I give a last goodbye to Ursula. It's like a good girl to stay. You are
And you
good.
get like a owl bear. I don't know. I can't do it, but you get it. I was trying to do that with a, but it's hard to
So it's a Wookiee sound?
practically. Yeah, that tracks for me.
One day when you get big, we'll teach you how not to kill so efficiently. You can come along on these
Except
battles
when
with
we
us.
say to.
Yes, yeah.
Well, I guess we're not about that.
And we're gonna put some armor on. It'll be a whole thing. You'll learn. You don't understand.
But at any case, you hear it kind of shut and then seal, for lack of a better term. Like it goes flush with its indentation in the space. And you can still tell where it is, but the back side of this is like flush. You can just see the seam where it goes.
Let's go.
Yes.
Where are you going?
See
Because the space big enough for the helm of this. It's actually, if you keep looking that way, it is longer. Like it should fit the whole train, but obviously there's just the helm part towards the front. Sorry, there's a good like 60 feet from the end of the train to this hole in the wall on the other side.
Just based on turns and whatnot and geography, would we be able to tell about what direction the station was when we left it as opposed to not? Like what side of this long might be the entrance and what side would be like where it ends?
Sorry, I'm trying to understand what you mean.
Sure. So when we walked into the palace,
Yeah.
would we have known kind of where the train station was in relation to that?
To the palace?
Yes.
Not even close to here.
Right, but direction.
Okay. Make a history check at advantage for all your bells and whistles. Because I know you got some abilities to like not get lost in woods and stuff.
Yeah, but this is different.
It seems a bit different.
I totally
You're
get
also
that.
trying to extrapolate from information you don't really know.
I didn't catch the type of check.
I think history
Okay.
is probably good. And advantage.
That's 20. And that's 16. And history, I got a 0.
That's
so
an
it's
8.
20. Oh. Either way,
No,
20.
it's 16.
20 history, like kind of trying to. A lot happened.
Yes.
And just trying to like cut the noise of all that intensity that took place and thinking about where you physically were. You get the sense the train station is probably like quite a distance. Like if you're standing here and the train came in this way, the train station is probably that.
Right.
Like it's like this is a pretty big city. It's probably like 5 miles.
So the helm of this train would be in the opposite direction in this vault, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
This
that's all.
vault is the opposite direction. Like it didn't go to the station. It went to a totally different. It took a different track to the vault. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Am I answering what
I
you're
think so
asking?
because I think the way I'm picturing the geography of the vault itself is that we've now entered a place where the train would be if it were here, and we need
If it were whole.
Oh,
If it were
right.
held.
It needs to be able to hold the whole train. For
Right.
some
Yeah.
reason, I was just picturing it around the engine train, but
It's
it
actually-
should have taken the
It's
whole
actually
train.
a pretty
Yeah.
big space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're deciding right now if we need to go left or right, and we need to go the opposite direction of where the station is.
That being said,
Should we
this
not go towards that?
this
opening?
room that you're have you missed the opening?
I guess so.
Okay.
I don't.
I'll re-explain, but this is like a big warehouse.
Yes.
And you can pretty much, it might be kind of shadowed towards, it's because it's a long ass train to see all the way across. So I'm not saying that someone couldn't hide back there, but it's pretty empty in here. This is certainly a space that is meant to lock shit down. What they were picking up that you might have missed is that if the train's front is here, 60 feet this way towards the end of this room on this side, there is a 8 foot tall by 6 foot hole that seems to have been like squared hole,
And yellow
that-
light. Is
and yellow
coming
light
from there.
is kind of reflecting into space.
And so that is like the vault itself, right?
Well, that's what I asked.
Maybe.
Can we assume? But
You got ways
Far
to
away.
find that out.
Yep.
Because is the
I'm
door?
saying like you're not seeing the contents of that. Sorry, you're not seeing the contents of that opening from what I understand to be your current vantage point. You're just seeing light coming through because the wall that is cut, you can tell already. You don't see the end of the wall yet. Does that make sense? Like if I drew
on the
it-
other side.
Yeah, you're seeing.
It could
the
be a
cut
long
face.
hallway.
It could
Yeah.
be. It could be. That's what I'm getting.
The
Thank
door
you.
that we walked through, is it like centrally located on that wall? Like, would we have walked into the middle of the train, or where along the positioning of
It
the
is
whole
closer
train?
to where the helm is stopped
Okay.
because that's just the way that it works. Seemingly.
Got it.
Along further from that hole though, there is like an even larger door that looks like that could be opened to get into the space that this is cut. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
It's much like the one that you've walked through already, but a little bit bigger, in fact. But it seems like this hole is bypassing this big door.
I'll say in the mind link because I don't want to make too much noise. I think we should head towards that cutout there.
Agreed.
Seems legit.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I like it.
Strawberries and cream. Strawberries and cream.
I think I want a marching order 1, and I'll go from there.
Should Flint be in front with the monocle?
I'll take point. I got the shield out.
Because at any rate, you can't get through this space. It's single file essentially to get at least into this area if you're choosing to go through the cutout. So just whatever order you want to kind of go in is probably. I'll just
Then I don't.
I'll set you out in the
As
order
we're
that you said.
passing the helm of the train that's there, Tower would like to take a look. Just
Yeah, definitely.
as we're gonna have to pass to get to the cutout, right?
More or less.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
like there's plenty of space to stay away from it.
Sure.
But if you want to go inspect the train, you can go inspect the train. If you
Yeah, I think a quick pass through just in case he might be hiding out of there to ambush us from
Mhm.
behind or something. It's a good idea, but yeah, stealthily is
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Aranoa and Steel Defender will go in the back. Shra and Tower.
If
Second, third.
I can, if you three want to hang out here, I can make the trip inside the helm real
The
quick.
sheriff has the
That's,
lens.
that's true. Okay, then it's all 4 of us. Tower will go second, unless
Sure.
somebody else said
Well,
otherwise. Sorry.
where's
Okay.
Ursula going?
Ursula's not with us.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I'm sorry.
Her back over there.
Let's put it over there, and then you guys can deal with it if you have to deal with it. Man, this would be a real awkward time for one of Heinz Goons to show up, wouldn't it?
We heard that you were here.
Tower will be sure not to
Looking to
actually
go for my secrets.
make a straight line with all 4, all 5 of us. Like,
That's irrelevant.
yeah, toward. Okay, cool.
That's
I
irrelevant.
just want to make sure, like,
I guess unless you're all going into that space, then you'd be in that
Yeah,
line.
yeah.
But I'm saying like I did that, so I just know who's first, who's second. So
Sure.
you all are going to go look at this train first. Is that
And
right?
we're all trying to stealth.
yeah,
Yeah.
make
Yeah,
make
I
a
think we're
group.
just staying together.
Yeah,
for the most
how
part,
that's
right?
good.
Let's
Go ahead and do a group stealth check. What?
We all just roll.
Yeah, roll stealth.
Okay.
18 total.
It's not really a secret. Like you're adding to the collective success and failure of your total group stealth.
12.
13.
9.
18.
Fairly certain I had disadvantage.
Oh, I did have advantage. I'm sorry.
You're wearing
I
heavy
got
armor.
boots.
You're wearing plate mail.
Chainmail.
Mine was a 25. Sorry. Forgot about advantage for the shoes.
That makes a difference. Believe me or not.
Oh, wow. Holy shit.
Put
Okay.
on your
Well-
sneaking shoes.
It's a group thing now. It's okay.
There was a 9 involved.
Yes.
But even with the clinking of the plate mail, you feel like you're pretty quiet. There are some sounds happening, just some kind of nothing concerning, just like some kind of operational sounds, just kind of within this space. Hard to say exactly what, but there's an occasional, just the release of some kind of steam
From the train?
from the air.
The vault area. The train vault area.
Any sound to go along with that? Fair enough.
Yeah, I think we head inside the train or the helm.
Okay, and Flint, you're trying to use your lens to look around. Just make a perception check for me.
With advantage because I got the shield
Mhm.
out.
Oh.
12.
So this space isn't that big. You can definitely see the blue light coming in through the top where the hole was cut before. You can still see the plate that was removed on the ground. You can still see the torn upper half of the Warforge that was like infused as the train operator ripped out, oil still all over the ground. You can see the dead Dragonborn completely sundered if he's on the left been ripped out, you can see the Dragonborn to the right dead, like sprawled in the chair. It's still kind of wet in here. Things haven't completely dried out from that rain encounter. But looking around this enclosed area, it doesn't look like you don't see any people hiding, invisible or otherwise.
I give a little prayer of the reeds as I go through this absolute shit show.
No, sorry, I want to react to that. No, there's a new thing on the character sheet on Roll20.
The filter.
The filter at the
Mhm.
top of your
Features and
features.
traits.
Thank you, features and traits. So you can filter it by like if it's from a class or if it's from your race or your background to more
neat.
easily find from the big list of shit you can do.
Oh,
That's pretty
Maybe
fascinating.
because I haven't.
as long as you
reloaded yet.
input that into the thing if it doesn't already.
Yeah, you have to do it. Make sure.
As long as it's tagged. Then.
Yes, you're right. Yes.
That's cool.
Oh shit! Now it's
Yeah, so-
loading.
As eerie as it may
Press
be, everything here seems to be as you left it, or at least as some of you left it.
Aranoa, did you want to take a look at the
Well, I
mechanics?
really do, but I don't feel like it's time.
Fair enough.
There'll be time when Silas is dead.
I'll just try to take a picture with my brain before we walk away. Heavy blinks, heavy blinks. Burn it in.
I'll say with just the preliminary mental pictures that you're trying to take, you are seeing some similarities with some other tech you found before, where it seems like there always is some sort of power core that's like harnessing some form of energy and redistributing that energy. In our minds, almost like electricity, but it's like an arcane energy that is then powering these machines. And the source of that power certainly seems, and although they're cold at this moment, I think I described before, there's like 3 on each side, these big, long, crystal-like protrusions on the side of the train that, when it was in power, had this energy kind of like crackling all the way along the train. And it doesn't take a genius to see that that is certainly the element of power to this that runs everything. So I would say, the Warforge, the giant Warforge that you crawled through, had a similar situation, or that seemed to have some kind of power core that got disturbed and sundered. Exactly how that power core works, not sure if we've gotten there yet.
Like I looked at Aranoa and I mined the action of like turning the ball cap around to catch an elemental. Then realized I wear a brimmed hat and that doesn't.
Oh, I
really
can
work
tell you
that
guys
well.
that sort of thing. You guys do know that. Yeah. It seems to all be running off that same
Right.
sort of power, like elemental trappings and
We do have an elemental boss, though, right? Thought so. Yeah, I have one. I have 2.
We have at least one, and we have the cap activator.
Yep.
I forgot.
We have
The
Yeah.
wagon. Yeah, so that sort of seems to be how things go, and this is that on a mega scale, essentially. It's probably very costly, and probably holding the contents of. You don't want this thing to be sundered. How about that? And it is not sundered.
Sure.
But
Okay.
Be a
I
pretty
feel
big
like
fucking elemental
the level of elemental that is trapped within a core correlates to the power of that core,
Sure.
and the power that this train possesses.
Oh, wait, big.
Well, there's either one big mammoth jamma that's somehow powering 6 cores, or there's like 6 pretty beefy ones that are working in tandem.
Functioning.
Yeah. But other than the 4 of you, I remember how big the adventuring party was for some reason. It's pretty lifeless here, quite literally.
In between like sea invisibility and all the other shit, we would see anything.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, cool. I think that's what we wanted to see.
I'll give the highest sign. To
What was your
keep it
perception?
moving.
13?
12.
No,
12.
12. Yeah, I think you guys are kind of in tune to it already. You do find the roach of a hand rolled cigarette.
Of fucking course we do.
Cigarella.
Can you tell how recently that's been?
How would you like to tell?
Are there any visible signs of smoke or
Can I take a drag off of it?
Is
You
it
can certainly
stale?
try. I'm literally asking you,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay,
I just wanted
straight
to
up looking at it,
and smell.
you don't see any embers or smoke coming in. There is a smell because of the nature of what it is. This train car kind of has a smell too.
Can you tell if it's like stale, like it's been out for several days, or for over a day?
Like, the reason why I'm asking is because, like, you're looking at it. Are you touching it? Are you eating it? Are you looking at it? What's going on?
If no one else, are you already?
No, if you go ahead.
I'll take a look at it.
Yeah.
I'll take a look at it. I'll take a look at it close.
Okay, touching it, it feels cold.
Touch.
Not really damp. I don't know if you could. I don't know if you could find a cigarette on the ground and be like, "Oh, that was smoked 2 hours ago."
Right, no.
So
It would only be if it was very recent.
yeah,
Not,
it's not smoldering, not warm. It's not damp around the mouth area. So I don't feel like I need to make you roll to investigate that. I think you can just kind of figure out. It's been a while since this thing was lit. Smelling it, yeah, it's got a pungent, spicy. I would say. I think maybe if I haven't described it that way before, but that's what those kind of cigarette tobacco things give to me, like a spiciness, a pungentness.
Mhm.
Have we tried to smoke any of the leftover bits that we've come across? Do we know if this is tobacco for sure? Or
Can that?
tobacco is a thing in this world?
Is that right?
Yes.
I don't
Wackest.
think we have, and I don't think this is the time to try.
I understand.
Tobacco or
But
fantasy tobacco.
I'd be
but
willing to try it.
people smoke in this world.
I'm
We're in a
not required
fucking
to
western.
breathe, so I'm not worried if it fucks up my lungs.
But literally like a standard plant, like tobacco, or like maybe a marijuana equivalent.
For the sake of our clarity,
Sure.
I would say yes. There is like I don't know if we. I mean, it's tobacco. We'll say it's
Well,
tobacco.
and-
There are plants that have properties of marijuana in this world. There are plants that have properties of other hallucinogenics in this world. Of
And I'm
all
assuming like magic. shit.
magic shit. Well, you've already found magic
Yeah.
shit.
sure.
We've watched him roll these himself and smoke them, right? Have we noticed anything unusual other than normal types of things that people smoke around?
I don't
Or
think
did we
I've
have
been
to-
told that you were watching him
Well,
roll and smoke
I'm
cigarettes.
just saying, like, I don't have to really be paying attention to Matt to know if he's smoking a cigarette versus a blunt or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, there's
feel-
scent, there's things that you're just gonna.
I feel like he rolled one while we were at the campfire that one time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He
We
certainly
watched him do
did.
the whole process.
But I don't know if that means that you're like,
I'm saying if
Brief
it's a like
pinches of
neon
crack
pink
cocaine.
thing that
You know
he's
what I'm
putting
saying?
in there, we would have
I-
noticed it. Yeah.
And well, we'll get to that, but I'm just saying like, and just like the ease in which that that's just like so routine that it happens quickly, right?
Sure.
But
I don't
sure,
know. Some
I'll
people like to take their
I'll
time.
take a
right?
I'll take a history
Deliberate.
check to try and determine something from your times with Silas. I'll also allow for like an herbalism.
I was just gonna ask if I could take a look at this one and do a nature check for the type of plant that's within it.
We can do that, and if you have like a proficiency in herbalism or something like that, or something or some kind of alchemic
I-
situation, just
Yeah.
you
Not
could
me.
you could examine the contents thereof. You could just give it a fucking straight shot if you really wanted to with an intelligence check.
I
But
was just
in
talking
terms
me.
of, I think someone already tried to roll for remembering stuff. Did that happen?
Yeah,
Dice.
15.
Oh damn.
15.
16.
11
17.
nature if you're allowing me.
Okay, and this is just trying to remember stuff about Silas. And
Yeah.
and his rolling craft.
I don't even remember what it was. Smoking habits.
How-
What?
how
Like if
wacky
it was
is his
unusual,
tobacco?
if it was not
Oh, like
normal.
different compared to like
Yes.
other kinds of
Smoking habits. You rack your brain trying to think of a time when he did not have a lit
something hanging out of his mouth.
thing in his mouth, and you are coming up mega short. Like you're even like, wait, when he was sleeping, and your memory is starting to bleed, and you're like, am I just inserting that into his mouth because that's how I associate him, or was he actually sleeping with a lit cigarette? Like he's just. Did he have one that wasn't lit once, and he was just fucking having it in his mouth? That's weird, right? He's almost like one of those people. You know what I'm saying?
Crackpot theory of the day.
Okay.
Silas actually has difficulty breathing the air of the material plane, and this is actually filled with herbs from his realm, which make it easier for him to function and might even keep him alive in a toxin-filled environment. Who knows?
Now,
Is it worth trying?
Or maybe he
again?
just really likes having a cigarette in his
I
mouth.
gotcha, but there's a lot happening. There's like, I want to know about his smoking habits and how he rolls and is it weird stuff. 17, and just a general knowledge that you couldn't escape. It's always been the smell that comes off these have always been harsher than a normal, like commercial tobacco that this world is accustomed to. It is definitely more herby. That's why I said spicy almost. There's just like that, okay, like it's pungent and it overtakes everything it's near. I know, you know.
Yeah. I'm like, you're speaking my language right now.
I have said they're akin to like a clove cigarette
Yes.
before. And they're just like very pungent. And the other side of that is a cigarette like that and its contents, if you did put something else in it, it would mask much of what else you added, right?
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, at least, in my brief but very closely knit connection to the habit. So it's hard to say, but it's always been a little bit other in terms of like normal cigarette. The nature of, are you like going to crack it open and kind of
Yeah,
examine?
well, if you guys don't
Yes,
mind.
please.
Yes, I'm
11 nature.
Yeah.
You can tell straight off. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of tobacco.
okay.
But there also is not tobacco in here. But whatever that is,
Well, how can you have tobacco and not tobacco at the same time?
Could I tell if it's not from this plane or is that
No.
not it?
I don't think so. Especially not at an 11.
Yeah.
And I think that, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't feel like your character has anything on there that is like inherently knowledgeable about herbs.
No.
This is like a basic nature, or even if you're trained, it was just like a nature check. So I don't think you can fine tune any details off more than that.
Yeah.
You definitely recognize that looks like not standard tobacco. As I said, this is harsh. This is more pure than what you
But
go buy at the
something
general
commonly
store.
smoked as we know it.
But you do know this is it. It just looks like the uncut
mixed with
version.
something else.
A little harsher, and there's more here. There's more than just that. It's definitely some sort of homemade blend.
Cigarillo, the director's cut.
That being said, I believe.
I hope we're entertained by contents of the cigarette. Just saying.
No, this is great. This is
Okay.
I think
Okay.
it's plot relevant.
Yeah.
It seems at this
Maybe
point.
we're making tons of shit up,
Yeah.
but
But
Also, when I hear clove cigarette, my mind hears clover cigarette for some reason, and I'm imagining he's got like diced up 4-leaf clovers in there that he's using to manipulate bullshit
It
Lucky
just gives
Shot.
him like 3 charges of the luck feat, but only when
Probability.
you
How
smoke.
Yeah.
fucking neato would that be, though?
It's actually,
Yeah,
it's actually
like-
great.
Like getting
It's great.
lucky for one session in exchange for probably some really bad complications
Yeah,
down the
yeah.
line.
we'd get it from that Fey guy on the island in the other campaign.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, that's a fucking great idea. All that being said, I think that your idea, maybe targeting the cigarettes as a way of perhaps giving them some kind of debuff while on this plane, It might be a possibility. It might be a strategy going into our next mind link,
Mhm.
going into this fight. We'll see if it does anything. It's a good idea.
Yeah, hanging out with not maybe we should try.
Yes.
You have my word that when I find him, I will indeed try to smite him in his face.
Or perhaps like you could rope it out of his lips. There's so many.
I'm just
That
gonna
seems real difficult.
rule this right now before we get there. There's
I wasn't
almost
even gonna attempt
no
to rope a
chance to rope a cigarette with a standard lasso.
I might be able to whip it out.
Oh yeah, that'd be
Like if you
Unless
just
you
have
were-
like a really long piece of dental floss, maybe.
Unless you were like literally a Sprite or a brownie with a brownie-sized fucking lasso, then I might let you rope a cigarette. But no. I'm just gonna, unless you are a diminutive creature with a diminutive lasso, there's no way it's happening. I'm gonna tell you that right the fuck now.
That's probably
Yeah. It just doesn't make sense.
I know I love roping, but I wasn't even gonna try that.
Sprigging with a shoelace, whipping a strawberry seed off of somebody's head.
Yeah. No, sorry. I'm here for the crazy, but
I think
we have to keep some kind of confines.
we're heading out of the
Thumbelina Oakley.
Going
train
in,
into the
so-
hole, right?
We're going.
Not gonna lie, Thumbelina Oakley sounds like a hell of a character, though.
And stepping off the train and being here in the space a little more, you do get the sense that the air here feels a little thinner than it was on the other side. And I'm not going to make you roll again because you're here. Like, that feels like it's some oxygen being pumped into the space for you. Like, maybe oxygen doesn't need to be here anymore. So, for those of you who breathe,
Appreciate it.
Enjoy.
they don't know that not everyone here needs to breathe. I mean, that maybe they were like, oh, that's a warforge. But everybody else, they probably breathe.
Yeah.
People probably need to breathe.
Probably.
In most cases.
Like 9 times out of 10.
Lots of things have happened in the D&D world.
Like,
Lots of things?
Enough
There's a
to
number.
be a thief.
There's enough, yeah.
There's a number in ways.
as far as this party is concerned, like 3 times out of 4, one needs to breathe.
No.
No.
50-50 ain't bad.
50-50. It used to be.
Oh. One.
All it takes is one gay kiss.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Why'd I say that on camera? That was a joke. That was
That's
a
what happened.
super joke.
That's what happened, though.
I love gay kisses. I don't know.
I'm sorry, what?
You ever pivot too hard in both directions?
You gotta. Life needs balance.
Indeed. That's all things should.
Okay, so we're stepping off the train. We are headed to this shining open, which at this vantage now you can actually see within. Boy, how do I describe this without referencing Harry Potter? Because
Gotcha, fam.
you realize what's refracting all this light and creating this coloration is that most of the objects beyond this opening, which now seems to be about this thick of wall space, this being your side, this being the other side, and then there's the sheared wall in between, right? Which isn't really exactly perfect. It's like you...
I'm sorry, a sheer wall?
Cheers.
sheared,
Oh.
if that's the right term.
Yeah.
You've kind of seen this happen on the train earlier, but it was the walls were thinner, so it was a lot cleaner. This looks like a little uneven in spots. You can see the cut lines.
That's something that we would have thought about.
Oh, and the
in previous. What is this thing that? What did it? Was it just a knife, a magic knife he had used?
You only ever found chalk residue on the
Okay,
walls.
Okay.
And
We found chalk residue. Okay, fair enough. Good.
yeah, that was just like substance changing states of matter at that point, right? Theoretically speaking, the circle should be wider at the inside at the interior edge than it is on the exterior we just came through, right? Like assuming that he cut from the train side of the wall.
I see what you're getting at. And it's not really like that. It's like
it was done with an unsteady hand.
yes. It seems like it happened. This shape took form more than once. And each time it did, it was done with the naked eye. And so there's parts where there's just like a seam of metal like this thick that is just like coming from the sides and the ceiling. And then it goes away and then it comes back a little longer and it comes back shorter and it's just kind of a little funky. Like it's like uneven as you kind of come through.
Like someone just had to make multiple passes over this thing in order to make it actually.
Yeah, like
over.
once wasn't enough, so it had to go again, and that got rid of a little more, and that got rid of a little more.
Sloppy out of necessity.
Mm-hmm. And so beyond that, you see this room filled with gold objects of all kinds, stacks of loose gold. There seems to be a good 8-foot pathway between stuff, with a little bit of coinage slightly spilling into this 8-foot gap, right? Not a whole amount to really freak you. Like, you can definitely see it. There's no funny business there. But it's all just kind of laid bare. And you can see helmets, bracers, chess pieces, swords, some kind of tapestries, little, like a ornate barrel just filled with like scroll cases. And that's just this little space that's just beyond. And you can tell that there's like an opening towards the back and that this keeps going. But this is like the first little, let's call it compartment space.
Are there any obvious signs of disruption?
Other than the cutaway door?
Sorry, with the contents.
Disruption. I mean, like
Yeah.
there's like loose coinage that is kind of like spilling into the space, but
I guess I know. Is it like, other than the loose coins neatly stacked away and something looks like out of place? Or
it's not very
too hard to
neatly
tell?
stacked away.
Okay.
It's pretty haphazardly,
Very hoary.
very hoardy,
Okay.
Okay.
all the way through.
Okay. Yeah. We should not. We're not touching anything, right?
And there's no like
I'm
trail of anything either.
No.
Like someone
Well,
was
yeah.
trying to grab a bunch of stuff and was dropping things along the way.
That is correct. There's nothing like that. It's just like stuff that's been stacked over time may have, by its own accord or by others, spilled in. But there's probably more gold and treasure and items in this one space. This one arguably small, though it's bigger than most homes you've ever seen. This space, the square footage, it's probably more than you've ever seen in your whole fucking life. Because the stacks of coinage that I'm talking about and items is, if it's this tall, which it's probably double this, it's stacked like this high at the lowest levels. With shit.
And yet there are people living on the streets.
Not wrong.
You're 100% right.
Check out the Collier brothers for dragons.
But you are,
Newspaper
for
bridges.
my eye, free to proceed on if you'd like. It's up to you if you want to keep your stealth you rolled earlier when you were dealing with the train, or if you'd rather try to re-stealth with
I'm up
new
for a re-stealth.
focus, but it's up to you.
Let's go for a restart.
Ooh, he was hoping for a second point. Oh my god, I actually double crit my stealth check.
25.
I botched 3.
16?
Fly casual.
What's your
Rolling for Steel Defender. They're with you, aren't they?
23 is the actual number.
Are they at disadvantage?
Why?
No reason.
No, like legit. Do they have disadvantage on stealth or something?
No,
I
they
think
don't.
so.
No, they don't. I just
And
was
they're
wondering
not
if they're all
armored.
made out of metal.
But they are.
No.
Now, strangely
That's
enough,
nice.
So
being
is
made
the
of metal makes you
glass.
stealthier simply wearing it.
That's plus dex, right?
I guess it's
20.
tighter and then armor's loose and can, well, you
Oh,
know.
I don't clank at all.
Yeah.
I'm good. So yes,
So
Oh yeah, the
You do have
Warforged too.
special boots.
yes, that's true too.
That too.
So, you know, that's a pretty great group check, I would say. And you're feeling a little more confident overall. And I would not say that this has become difficult terrain in any way in this first room at all. It's just, you know, there's already some points village here, but you're able to not mess with anything. And the question of, is there anything out of place? I'm not sure if you really know that answer, if anything would be disturbed, because this is the first time you've ever seen it, but nothing leaps out at you as obvious disruption. And you've heard that this place is guarded or booby trapped, whatever word. You don't see any signs of anything springing that seems obvious.
And the hole from the train room into the vault room that leads to like one side of a room, or like is it coming in above?
Right, no, it's flush with the floor.
Okay. And like what with
It's basically
That's a
like a doorway.
goes, yeah,
That's a good point.
and it goes like directly onto the walkway.
That's a good point. In the way I've described it, it really shouldn't, should it?
Based on what we can see from this thing, and if things are this high, and we've been able to see everything we've seen so far, I think that's the only place it can be.
Where's the rest of the wall?
Well, I guess I'm confused.
Well, because it's now there's a hole in the wall of this room that he's described, and there's a walkway down the middle of this room.
Yeah.
Where is the hole on the wall in the room of treasure? Is it on the walkway specifically, or is it like directly on one side of that walkway, and now for whatever reason the walkway always led to this wall, which now has a hole there?
Yeah, that's just me poorly understanding my own vision and thoughts and like seeing it a different way. So
Like surely if he got into the room through here, he must have a path through the room here.
to combat that, I will say that it is a little kitty corner, but you are easily able to maneuver in without disturbing the bullshit that would encroach on that hole.
Oh god, yeah, because the hole would have
Because the main path,
Like the hole could have like popped
and then there'd be all this stuff.
Exactly.
Chicken egg issues.
Yeah.
the other thing is that I would also say that this treasure, because of how big that door is too, doesn't necessarily come straight up to the walls of this doorway wall. Would probably start a little further back anyways. That's also on me for not clarifying, so we'll go with that. That makes a little more sense too. You're able to get in there, and then you have just a little space to be like, let's get the fuck out, or let's go down this path.
And I think we're going down.
These floors, white marble, smooth, polished, inlaid with gold.
Polished. So something.
Ooh.
Do they?
There are slimes I hear that often come through places like this and do cleaning, pass over things and keep things nice. And that's how dungeons remain so clean often.
Where is...
But you can see it's not doored. It's an opening, like a archway, if you will, that leads into a new space. Which just from where you are before walking through it, looking through the arch, you can see more gold, more golden stuff, more items beyond. So it seems as if there's another chamber full of bullshit.
And you're not feeling anything with the.
Oh, you are.
Yes,
That doesn't stop.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll just say that for the clarity's sake.
I also figured that, but yes, the whole time this is it. I'm assuming it's getting stronger, maybe. Just
Not yet.
not yet. Okay, fair enough. Not stronger yet, but persistent.
I do not often have cause to roll such things,
Okay.
but we're in this vault, and I am a dwarf. May I stone cunning the vault?
And what does that mean for the folks listening on YouTube?
From what truncation I have on here, it is I have essentially expertise in history checks regarding stonework.
Okay.
So if there's anything to know about wicked, awesome marble with gold lining, I would be the guy.
Sure. I assume there's a roll involved there.
Yeah, it's history with double proficiency. Oh, boy. 19, 25, 26, 26.
26. Examining this marble as you make your way through this first room. I feel like we almost have to wait. She'll be okay. We've got her.
It's definitely gonna go back.
Odd because in a lot of ways you're getting a similar feeling like when you were down in the buried like ziggurat that you found in Mayfield. Like the refined polish and attention to detail and pristineness that you found in that old ass tomb is kind of mirrored here in a way. It is clean, it is modern, it is expensive. And if we've forgotten that tomb, it was like obsidian black. It had golden light, some weird arcane lighting in the floor. But this is like almost in some ways the opposite in palette, but
Kind of like
definitely not old world. This is very much new world.
the
If that means anything, if that's not just word salad, but
like the difference between the yay big and the so large.
though the yay big and the so large are like ancient world stuff. I just mean that the technology and how, it's like if America made a cell phone, okay,
That's a stretch, but okay.
but Russia made a cell phone.
Yep.
They're both cell phones, but they're probably not the same cell phone. Does that make sense?
That was a very interesting example, but sure.
And one
Well,
of
what
them
was
is
the other
phone calls.
example? I feel like that was a way to make it make sense. I don't know.
Just all the choices. It was just interesting.
Or a car.
We had fancy Egyptian tech and we had fancy Greco-Roman tech.
Yeah, and this is, but it's almost like somehow, because as I've said, that Egyptian tech, as you called it, I've told you it's old, but it seems to be way more advanced than you currently feel like society is now. It feels like this stuff is catching up to it. It's not quite there, but it is on its way. I guess that's how.
But
I would
it's not
describe
as
it.
old. It's our new
No,
stuff.
very,
that's
very new.
catching up to
I mean,
the old news.
This kingdom's been around for a long time, but it's about as old as the kingdom,
Sure.
which is fairly new if we're talking about the history of the world. Hope that answered your stone cutting question.
I do not often have reason to roll it.
I would
Might
say
as well
that
take
the feeling you have after kind of coming to those terms is it's pretty impressive.
Damn.
It certainly takes a certain level of creation to see this sort of thing. You would expect nothing less from the seat of power in this kingdom, right?
Yeah, this should be the biggest hoard of money that exists on this continent.
The
so far
gold
as
piece
we're
stand.
And I know you don't want to touch it
And I wanted to.
because someone told you not to.
aware.
Losers. But I mean, you can certainly look at it
Sure.
if you wanted to try and inspect some
And
of
you
it.
can
as
get
you go
real
by.
close without touching something.
Tower would rather not be tempted.
Hey, I'm just throwing out things that I'm just letting you. I'm thinking about things that I should maybe tell you that you can do, just in case you do. But if you want to move past into the next space, you may. I'm just saying, while you're here and you're surrounded by these things, here's some things that are available to you.
Actually, yeah, at a casual glance with advantage. It's like, are the gold coins that are heads up uniformly of the kingdom symbols? Or do we got like obscure coinage in here as
I
well?
would say no.
So we do have ancient treasure hoard type stuff in here.
Or
as
just from other countries. Worlds.
Gee,
Oh, geez.
Society.
I think you can recognize some other coinage that, say, like where Tower hails from, like a different continent.
Of course, underwater coinage.
Maybe. I don't think you know about that. That being said, there seems to be some currency that's like, what the fuck is this from?
Sure. Seeds.
Dead kingdoms.
Definitely don't touch the seeds.
But yeah,
We don't
definitely
want
not.
no seeds.
Like what mostly looks like standard coinage that you're used to and use every day, that you do recognize a few things that are foreign. Literally, and what's the other term?
Emotionally.
Yeah.
Figuratively?
Like
literally like from a foreign place or just foreign to you as well. You're not sure what it is. I guess that's still the same foreign. Who cares?
Cash.
Purposely not
Various
studying
cash.
the treasure, just looking up in corners and whatnot. Don't want to really
I
see what's
was
there.
expecting someone to be like, I want to detect magic. Just full on Ark of the Covenant as the magic just overloads you.
It's like there's a moment before the flash.
But you can tell as you pass by, and even if you don't want to be seeing it, you still will. There are items that have runes etched all over it. There's all kinds of shit in here.
Over the mind link, I asked Howard, do you normally have issues with temptation? I don't feel like that's something I see much from you.
If there's plenty around and I feel like it can go elsewhere, I prefer to be in other hands.
Fair enough.
Goddamn socialists.
But I know I have no power in this situation, and we should just move on. In
Yeah.
my mind,
Agreed. Keep moving.
I feel like the overarching theme that I can't get out of my mind is like Cave of Wonders is how this feels.
Yeah.
In what's populated in this space. And the feeling you have probably walking through here, because I don't know, maybe it is a little tempting. Where you see something really cool, you might not want to take it, but you definitely want to look at it, right?
A ruby the size of a small monkey.
Anyways, if you're moving on, and I think Flint is at the front of this, is that still true?
Yep. Last order of business as I go through, doing my good once over of the room perception check.
Of which? The one you're currently
The
in
one
or
we're
the
in,
one you're
yeah.
going into?
Assuming that the one that we are in is in fact room number 1 of
Yeah. If I understand, that is true. That's just on for a while, right?
Yeah,
Or do you
that's
have to activate it
it's 10 minutes of true seeing per charge, 3 charges.
Okay.
We got time.
This room seems pretty clear.
Right.
It's not till you turn around to go through the next doorway that all over it, you see these little faint blue lines that some are going diagonal this way, that way, straight along, low,
Oh,
high.
Check for checks.
And it's like you're looking at this room and you're like, all clear, and you turn around and
This one, on the other hand, is absolutely fucked.
immediately you understand this room is definitely going to be, let's say, difficult to walk through, and it might take a little dexterity, a little nimbleness.
Can you see, Sheriff, are there more rooms after that one?
There is indeed.
Sorry.
As you kind of look, you see it's hard to see through these faint blue lines because of the way that they're just lining up at you're looking at a
It's like if there's any way that we
lattice
cannot go, it is directly
of
straight.
beams, right? You're looking at a lattice of beams, so it's hard to kind of peek through the gaps, but it almost looks like there's a crossway in the center of this room, which is bigger than the other rooms. You can kind of see where the path kind of goes off this way, kind of goes off this way, the one you're traveling down, and forward.
Might be.
Yeah. That being said, if you want to move through this room, I think it's difficult terrain. I think I want like acrobatics or dexterity generally, which is still kind of acrobatics, to make it through these beams.
Can they be seen without the monocle?
No.
And I
This is also
Fuck.
Flint trying to guide folk in a sense.
can I look around and see if there's some kind of
Yeah.
control panel?
I'd like to help.
Something that might be able to disarm.
I'll take investigation checks.
Is anyone else helping me look?
Yes.
I would love to.
Detect
Thank
magic.
you. Oh wait, I'm not. No, I'm not. Don't look at that. I don't know what that says, and that doesn't count. I'm rolling real dice.
Oh, God damn it, you're great on here.
14.
14.
Wait, wasn't the other one high?
Yeah,
Well, you get advantage.
I know, but it was this one was a 7 and the other one was a 10.
Oh.
I only got.
I'll say what you can see in this room is at the tippy top, which is It's kind of a vaulted space. It's probably from the floor to the ceiling about 100 feet. You can see that encrusted, what seems to be in the middle of the crossway that Flint has kind of pointed out to you, there seems to be like this jeweled, it looks like there's like a gold like bowl. If there's like a gold bowl on the ceiling, there is like a round orb, opaque, like cut jewel that is stuck within the bowl on the ceiling. And as you point that out to Flint, you can see that those beams are refracting from that jewel.
The disco ball.
Disco ball.
I need to use the bathroom. I'll let you cook on that to see if you can work that out.
How high up is it?
150.
At its apex, it's about 100. That is about 100 feet, give or take, like another
last
6 to 8 inches.
The lasers
I
let's
would
say,
do it hit the lasers.
that are cross-hatching are then wider apart at that higher up level,
Wouldn't they be
or
closer together?
would they? I guess they. Well, yeah, they would be.
Because they're all converging.
Yep.
They would be closer together at the top. The other factor is it's not a smooth orb. You can tell that. It's like, I don't know what that shape is, but there's like little paneled pieces, but there's a shitload. Because, you know, think about like a 100-side die. Each panel is like letting a beam off. So it's just filling the space. It's not that you can't get through. It's just, it takes a little nimbleness. Or maybe if you destroyed that, what does that mean in here? I'm just saying, there's things you can
Probably
do.
set
I'm
off.
going to use the bathroom. I'll be back. I can't wait.
I'm so excited.
I could levitate someone up there, but that's getting.
I still feel like disarming it, like destroying it, would probably do something worse.
Yeah.
And so we would need to find the way that is the actual switch, but I don't know, or whatever.
Sounds like
it is.
we aren't seeing that.
I don't believe there is a switch.
I doubt it. I doubt it would be accessible from inside the vault, but you know, doesn't hurt to look.
And I don't believe we are meant to break anything in here. I
No.
think we just have to
Right.
Get
it.
through.
And
How good are you at describing things, Cher?
About as good as a incapable of describing things well.
What about oh my god, why did I just forget your
Skill defender?
Skill defender.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I wonder what happens if you set this thing off.
that's definitely gonna give us away that we're in here, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we've been trying to
We
sneak.
don't know if it's been successful or sneaking anyway.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, of course we'd rather.
That's even assuming that Silas is still here.
I have one of those brownies.
Oh yeah.
Those exist.
Yeah.
Well, kids, what are we thinking?
It's brownie time.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Can I do a perception check once real quick around here?
Okay.
I'm looking for other trap components that might be more easily manipulatable than Roof Ruby.
So more trap components related to this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Oh no, you already have advantage.
Yep.
My help means that.
I think that is 18.
18. Kind of taking some time to really hunker down on what's going on here. You don't see any other trap elements. It seems like this is all there is for the trap. What you do end up figuring out through this is to the right of this pathway, the beams seem to be a little less condensed than the left. And you feel like if you move through that side, it's probably going to be an easier time, certainly than down the middle or to the left.
All right.
I am ready to attempt to make my way through whenever you are ready to describe the situation as I move forward.
All right. Double take 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Don't forget it.
Everyone on this?
Yes, we
Stop on your left
can
foot.
share.
Don't forget it.
I don't feel like there's a reason for
Look
me
at her
to
hand.
call out every beam. We just
Bring it around.
understand that it is like ladder, and based on your attempt,
I don't know who wants a corner or a.
I want center.
that determines if you will make it through or you
You don't.
Ooh. Do
Would you like an
I have a
acrobatics
thing?
check?
That will be
Do
fine.
I have a thing?
It is 18 on acrobatics.
You with, and here's how
Like a
Flint-
total center, or do you want some?
I like totals.
All
Okay.
this may sound unfair, but also
You
based
have a
on the
preference,
roll
corner,
and the time taken, I'm
just
going to say
edge,
that
or-
Flint.
I'll take this.
Yeah.
When I'm song.
Whoops, sorry.
Gotta read.
Hey.
So also based on your role and the time and everything that's been taken, and especially mostly because you're the one that can actually see the beams, I'm gonna say that Flint can get through this free. You succeed.
Oh yeah.
I don't
you,
care. Whatever. So,
Do you have a preference? Corner.
No, I don't have a. Yeah, it's gonna be a blurry.
but you can choose whether you go for free before
First to
tower
last.
and guide him through that way, or if you are guiding from behind.
I actually have an idea.
Oh.
Okay. I will say that because the 18, you are making it through.
Sure.
But this,
We'll see if this idea happens first. Yeah.
I'd like to take a bit of chalk.
Do you want one?
This is really good, Carmen.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
you don't see a line without your monocle. This seems to be some sort of ethereal beam.
Interesting. Wait, somebody else can see it to the ethereal plane. Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yep.
All right.
Well, if I cast the
Reverts everything I said before.
Is that still on?
No, I haven't cast it because
Oh,
it was less powerful than what the lens was doing. But if he knows that he can see into the ethereal plane or see ethereal,
At the
Like
very
line.
least, it's invisible.
then everything's been legal.
yeah, I'll cast it and use it when it's not or
But I was just mainly trying to figure out where Flint was going to decide to be
Yeah.
in this travel. You can make you've done enough homework, and have the ability to see it. You can easily make it through. It's just a matter of if you want to. They're really relying on you right now to guide through the lasers. So it's a matter of, do you want to be standing at the end point and being like this way, that way, or do you want to be behind them or something? How do you want to get through this, and how do you want to help your friends?
Maybe you should go through first to figure out the best way to navigate it and to check the other end before the rest of us go through.
That is an option. However, as a theater person, I know how frustrating it can be to guide somebody stage direction
Mm-hmm.
through a wire maze.
That's
fair.
true.
As everyone
Stage
who's ever done theater is like,
Uh-huh.
fuck.
Well, because we probably wouldn't have that training.
Exactly.
We figured out the issue on stage.
Right.
But then that would be like, your left, your my left. Wait, shit. Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
So the worst thing that happens during rehearsal is the director yells at you. The worst thing that happens here is an extraneous boss fight.
That being the case, Tower will go first.
Roll who there?
18.
Okay. I'm gonna
Oh, was I supposed to roll something, or is that coming up?
well, Tower is the first one I want to go through. So whoever wants to go next, they can do their roll.
And you can cast your spell to get through
Yep.
if you want to go easier. So yeah, it's just you at that point then.
What is this? Oh, yeah.
Acrobatics.
Can I,
Oh, wait.
30?
Did I already roll it? And I forgot now.
wait, do I roll
Yeah.
acrobatics
you rolled
too?
it. No,
Or
I don't
since
think.
I can see it, I don't need to.
Right.
With everything that's going down, yeah, that's fine. You can see.
Can I help that acrobatics check?
Yeah.
Do you need to know? Yeah. Yeah. Wait, why would my dexterity save be 3, but my acrobatics only 2?
Because you have a bonus to your save or
Because
something.
your tail weighs you down.
Because you didn't update
But
it.
that could be correct.
No, I don't think so.
No, it's
It
fine.
What's your
should be the
dexterity?
same.
It's
3.
3.
But your acrobatics is 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it should probably be 3.
All my
you-
dex things say. Is there
2.
some kind of there must be some kind of bonus to my save, right? What
Well,
would that be?
I believe that could be a thing, but I don't know why.
Yeah, but that would affect the acrobatics check at all, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying. That must be what it is, right? But I
Nor
don't
should
know
the
what
check
it is.
itself be any lower
Yeah.
than your dex,
Right.
So
unless there's weird armor stuff going on.
I don't think
when
so.
you leveled up to level 8, did you take Dex?
I don't remember what I took.
Because you could have.
I
had...
think I took I took Constitution.
Yeah. Okay.
Your acrobatics should be 3 on
Yeah.
trained.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really strange. Okay.
We're gonna have to look through your character sheet and figure out what broke.
It
yeah,
does like
'cause
to fuck
all of
around with your
my-
intelligence bonus too after the headband, right?
That. Wait
Are
a
you
minute.
trained in acrobatics?
Oh wait, are all my save numbers are one higher than my check, so I must have.
Do you still
something-
have the you still have close protection or something similar?
Amulet of Health, Headband of Intellect, and
Like, I can't think of anything that gives you a -1 in your checks.
no,
That-
I'm
that's what it
saying
is, Vic.
I must have something that gives me a +1 to saves, right?
Except
But
that
your
dex
dexterity
save
is +3, right?
And your Dex save is 3.
Can I see?
No,
No, the dex is
sorry,
+2.
sorry. My actual dex is 2,
Oh.
but my save. Okay, never mind. I've been looking at it all wrong. I should be looking at not the saving throw numbers. I should only be looking at the. Okay, never mind. That was all wrong. That's why we were getting confused. I was comparing the saving throws numbers to.
Well, your saving
the-
throws is
yeah,
the
yeah,
ability
yeah.
plus your proficiency if
Yeah.
you're trained.
Yeah.
Or you might have an ability that gives you +1 to all your
That's
saving
what I'm saying. I
That's-
must
that's
have
what-
because
yeah.
all of those numbers are one higher. Than
That
the-
makes sense.
yeah. So.
Okay, we're all.
Okay, it is good, and that number, so it doesn't matter, is a 15.
So,
Thank you.
as far as I understand it right now, everyone is able to maneuver through these beams. As I said, you reach this middle point, and it seems like a crossway of like there's 4 directions from the center that this spreads off to you. And if you look over to your left as you go through this, you can see a closed, ornate, gold, jewel encrusted door. If you look over to your right, you can see a same kind of door. It is slightly ajar. It is probably about 4 inches cracked. If you go straight ahead, there's another opening area.
Carol will describe the 3 things as it's the first one you get there.
Sure. And as you could. There does appear to be the ability, maybe uncomfortably, to stand in the middle, beams around you, but you understand where and are being told where beams are. Saying you've made your checks, you can navigate through here unless something weird happens. But you can stop and redirect if you're without disturbing.
I assume. Wait, you said the slightly ajar only 4 inches?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it could have been close enough. Or
Well, we're trying not to touch anything, so.
Yeah, it's true.
I think touching a door.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Maybe go through the open area first before going through the door.
Sure, let's do that. Continue down that.
The open part?
The open area. Yep.
Okay.
And, Brian.
Well, Flint passes the threshold first and sees something. Everyone that can kind of see, in fact, everyone can see over Flint's head. As he is a stockier medium than the rest of him. And looking over the top of his hat, you can kind of see another open chamber full of stuff, and you can just kind of not as a central piece, but what you can make out just slightly over to the right is some sort of jeweled table that had a glass top. It appears like something's sticking out of that glass top, and the glass is broken. But the distance from the doorway and the obstruction of Flint, though short he may be, Randy Newman would have a field day. You can't really tell what exactly is going on there, but something happened.
We're gonna need to head that direction. Once it's back at the table.
Yeah.
A table, you say?
That's what it seems like. As everyone kind of decided that instead of going to the left or the right in this area, you were going to go straight on into the open. Did you hear those descriptions? Was he gone when I said the doors?
Yeah.
When you got to the crossway, to your left was a closed gold jeweled door. To your right was a similar door, but it was ajar by 4 inches. And then straight ahead was another archway. Everyone outvoted you to go straight ahead, so you did. And as you crossed that threshold, you saw another chamber full of tons of bullshit and coinage and magic items. But the thing that stood out to you is there seemed to be a jeweled table, probably about this big. Now that we're all here, I'll say that. Glass topped. There seems to be something stuck into it. The glass on the table seems sundered. But it's a fair enough distance that it's hard to really tell what's going on there, and it's not the best lit in here. There's just seems to be some lighting that is like refracting off stuff. And
Have we seen any other tables in all of this?
Maybe there's a whole bunch of different furnitures and things that are ornate. I mean, I can make a list.
No,
It might just get boring when we list off every item you see,
The
but
thought of a table just seemed weird to me.
sure.
It seems out of place.
I'm just saying that's the general shape of the item that is kind of pulling focus as you enter this room. Like when you were asking before, like anything seem out of place, anything seem weird. This does. This seems weird.
All right.
Any traps you see in this one?
Yeah. Quick look through the dwarven security suite.
The monocle
And a shield.
and the shield. So again, the monocle is looking for true sight, invisible, ethereal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing obviously pinging you right now. Make a perception with advantage.
That should be 10.
What you notice in this room with the 10. Again, nice flooring. Still. Along the pathway that you would take to get to where this table is. And this table is at the edge of the junk pile, if you will. That's why you can see it. You could definitely look at it without having to wade through stuff or touch it necessarily. It's there. But along that path, you do notice on this floor there does seem to be a good, probably about 5 feet in square length, that crest of King Eris, that kingdom symbol for Olendale, of that like gnarling lion-maned head etched into the floor.
Is there a way to move across this floor without stepping on the crest?
I think I said it's about 8 feet wide, so you've got like 2.5 feet on each side. Might be a little closer than comfort.
The
Just
table's
skirt
in the
around it.
center of the crest.
No, the table is beyond it
Oh.
and to the side, at the end of this room area, which you do not see a door beyond it.
All right. Well, if I were going to accidentally step on something, I'd prefer it to be the lion head, but I'm going to try and take that 2-foot grace.
Okay. Just make another acrobatics to try and avoid it. Is there a question tower?
10.
Yeah, which is fine. You're moving. But could you keep an eye out the front and you two the back? I'm gonna pull out really large quickly and do a scan to see if we should, the dot is right at in front of us or to the back and the sides, which side, all that good stuff. Just a quick scan,
Mm-hmm.
and I do that thing.
Closer to the tower.
While they're keeping an eye out, pull up the large real quick, do a scan. Is the dot kind of in front of us, where the table might be, or is the dot back where we would have had to go off to either side?
It feels back towards where you would have to have gone from either side. You are noticing it would have been towards your right, towards that ajar door.
The jar door.
And at this point, you now finally like getting it focused instead of being careful. You're realizing there's a little more intense pull than once was. Almost like if you were to like throw so large, it would want to go that. And it feels like there's something in tandem almost.
And yeah, type it back, let you guys know. A jar door is the direction probably that the solar is pulling us. Whatever that's worth.
But at any case, on a 10, where's my thingy?
Uh-oh. Yeah, don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Concern.
oh, that's different.
Oh, concern.
That doesn't sound good. I think you gotta go to the doctor.
Hold on. I don't think there's a chance in hell, but
This has never happened to me.
I have to find out.
Oh, Chris,
Well, hold on.
we'll talk later. I'm not sure yet. Some kind of I'll tell you that he's in the spell section of the player's handbook.
Mhm.
Don't know what that means necessarily.
I do not know what's happening. Am I about to die? Have I triggered a divine retribution strike of some sort?
I'm purposely not looking at the letters he's looking at. Just saw spell description.
How much health do you have?
Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
That's never a good question.
Well, that sure is a question I've just been asked. Assuming we're at the top of our HP,
Yeah.
65.
So, based on my understanding of what this is, I actually do have to roll.
I think that.
Heaven help us. I wish I had roll 20, sort of.
Yeah,
You know what? You do.
I do.
You can do the custom roller, right?
I can do.
Can you roll 21d8?
I can roll.
That is a lot of
No.
D8s, and I have a solid idea of what's about
Me
to
too.
happen to me.
Pretty sure it's not that bad. If it's what I think it is, that's not how that works.
It's fine. It's fine if that's what I think it is.
Yeah.
This is fine. Like on an average roll, I'm out of this fine.
Jesus Christ. Okay. I'm trying to.
You have to go to advanced roller.
Okay, that we'll do it that way. Let's close that.
Were you trying to like command prompt it?
I was just trying to type it in.
Oh,
Okay, roll. We want 21
d8.
D8.
Oh wait, 21? No, my ass is out.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Like
Probably,
a
but they could all be ones.
like a goddamn light.
86 is that number.
Like a goddamn light. Unless it's
Odds are
like a
even-
disintegrator.
was this?
Unless it's like a disintegrator or something.
Lots of
Stepping on the crust.
Oh,
on
the roll of 10.
Yeah.
Trying.
Unless I've touched the gold.
odds or evens.
Evens. Always take evens.
I crit.
That's even.
That's
You-
an even.
Drop into. You watch as Flint drops into
Oh,
the
God.
center of the pathway
No.
as a plume of smoke kind of fills his space briefly,
Oh.
and the floor lights up, and he begins to snore. You are asleep.
Not too bad.
Out
Oh.
fucking cold.
Not too bad. You said there's 2 feet or so on either side.
But the floor is lit up now?
I guess I did say 2, but it's more like 1.5 on each side.
Add an acrobatic check on either side.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. And
That's an option. That's the option Flint chose.
fair.
You can also
Let me
try to
get
jump
over
it.
there.
It's only 5 feet.
Yeah, that's.
Try to jump it. Yeah.
The
And-
floor,
Flint dreams.
the floor is lit up, you said? Or that was just an
the floor lit up. The symbol, the lion head like flashed like arcane.
went away. It was just briefly.
It flashed, activated something, and went dormant again.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I
Yeah.
didn't know if it was
Was
like
it
a constant
persistently
light
lit?
on now.
No, it went. It was like very quick too, as you watched him, and he's now like snoring on the ground.
Yeah, the
Luckily,
party's
he
quickly
fell
onto it.
into the path, and not into the.
Oh, okay, good.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Flint reminds the party that he is a very messy, noisy sleeper.
Do we not have the mind link now?
I think that
I am knocked unconscious.
That's pretty good. That's interesting.
It's not going to be on this one, so.
Ooh, yeah.
But I'm fairly certain.
Little
that-
boy in your pocket
Ah, fuck.
is now asleep as well.
Ah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he would have. Yeah, he would have taken.
He would have. Yeah, we're taking the first.
How much HD does?
You're out.
God, no.
Yeah.
Nowhere near enough. It's like he
I'm
was
not
brought
even
along
thinking
for
about him
his,
right now.
for his lockpicking skills, not his. for his
No, he did not
HP.
save you, unfortunately. There's still like well over 20 HP left
Yeah.
above your. Yeah.
Although it would be hilarious to be saved by a cohort.
That would have been really funny. Tower will try to make that jump.
No, I meant like, is that guy? I mean, we'd have to look, but he may be dead, right?
No.
No, this
No,
is just
sleep.
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 Okay.
Sleep.
Actually,
Sleep.
It's
Well, you
yeah,
that's a
gotta
good
go
point.
you
Fuck,
stage
why
he's
would
eight.
not
do it?
asleep.
He didn't
Why could he not
activate
be
it.
charmed?
Fey
He's not
ancestry.
asleep. You
Fucking
just see
Fey
him, like,
ancestry.
you see little hands crawl out from under the coat and kind
Although
of
we
look
can't-
around and like
Because trans.
just sleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fey ancestry? Sure. No, I'm just saying.
Tiny elf.
no.
Just straight up a tiny elf.
Yeah, he's not asleep.
He's just a little.
I wasn't even thinking about that. He's awake and confused and not crushed. God damn. So ruthless. That's that situation. I think you're able to just jump it. It's 5 feet. To Flint's chagrin. Flint might have
Probably.
jumped it too, but
And once on the other side, yeah, try to reach back and grab just Flint without touching the
Actually,
thing.
theoretically, if I had
On the
rolled
ground,
athletics,
Pull Flint across, drag him to the other side of the crest thing,
oh, okay, I understand. Yeah.
and then kind of smack him away.
Okay,
your maximum jump is like your strength score, right?
Something like
plus something else. Your one of these has it on there, but yeah, it's like you can jump up to a number of feet of your strength mod plus
10 plus your strength mod.
something else. It depends.
Oh, shit.
A 10 plus
it.
mod?
Or
Yeah,
maybe it might be
it's
5
just-
plus 1 or something. But...
long jump is a number of feet up to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet awkward immediately before the jump.
I can totally jump.
Yeah, I could.
Standing long jump is half that distance, so half your strength score from standing.
Yeah, I could jump this.
I just said there was a. I said there was a square on the ground.
Yeah, this is
and
way funnier.
making
than-
sense.
High jump is 3 plus your strength mod.
But my
I
dexterity
didn't
is
tell you you had to go around it.
my dexterity mod is higher.
That
Surely.
can happen with
Sure.
you can and after a brief siesta, you are slapped awake
Track.
on your ass on the other side.
Did we get an answer about the mind?
I'm going to roll another one just because I have the dice to burn for it.
Oh, you do lose it when you go down.
I would assume I lose it when I'm unconscious, but it's a psychic power. I assume a psychic power turns off the moment my brain
we'll roll
shuts
with that
off.
for now. We'll roll with it.
2 hours in the mind lake again. And I checked to make sure that fuck, what's his name? Castrin. I wanted to say like Kalen for some reason.
I
Who's
bet.
that?
I really want to say Kaylin. Sam.
Yeah, Cat. Yeah, I double checked that Castrin is here and alive. And
And that's too close
You
too. Cass.
Yeah.
Good. It wasn't intentional. I swear to God. Yeah, they're alive. In fact, what did you do there? No, they're there.
Good.
Kind of like trying to slap you awake with Tower, but Tower's the one that really did. Cool. Does
oh,
everyone
and if I hadn't done this before, this is the thing that I wanted to do once we were like in the place proper. Telling Castrin, I'm sorry that we, because we talked about the whole having a coin on us, right?
Oh,
Yeah, right. I got
Yeah,
kicked.
you
Yeah,
got caught.
it was like, okay, now that we can have a moment to, like before this, like once we were in the vault proper.
Sure.
We only admitted to having had one before.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It was a concern about safety and opening a whole ass gate to another world. And I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive a callous old dwarf who really, I swear, wanted to go get that scroll of banishment and get you back home as quickly and safely as possible.
and what you would have gotten back was just like a. But cut to you being woken up. Does everyone else have the strength to get over the square?
Yes.
At least 10.
Oh, yeah.
Is anyone not taking a penalty?
I think we're all good. On the other side of this square,
Just
that is basically, I mean, there's a lot of objects of interest, but the one I pointed out is that table structure. There's no way to progress further that direction, but being closer to it, you can now see it is in fact not exactly a table, but a case.
Okay.
Anyone have any kind of background for like carpentry,
Yes.
or like
Absolutely. I have proficiency with woodworking
what's the
skills.
word?
Do you need more?
No, yeah, because
I have
there's
more.
What's the other thing
I'm
that I'm
also a
thinking?
glass
Curation.
Scrimshaw.
And a leather worker. And a
Curation.
smith.
No.
Like,
Curation.
like leather working or like dye work?
Like museum.
Oh, it belongs in a
I
museum.
mean, Aranoa's created her own displays of her own work.
Fair enough.
I
You can-
have wicked history.
Between the two knowledge bases, you can tell this is actually what you would sometimes use to display important document, map, something of that nature.
Fancy glass.
Display case.
But a paper good.
And what the glass of which has been broken, there is a somewhat crude, semi-ornate dagger sticking in the felt lining of the recess where the
Fancy.
paper, but no, a little paper about. I keep wanting to say "Yay, babe," but that's a totally different thing now.
About so law.
about
Fuck
this?
my life.
About this big, you
Almost
can
in
tell
there.
it's folded beneath the blade.
Oh.
And a little plaque, little brass plaque that's kind of engraved on the framing of that table. But it might take you a little bit closer to like read these words.
I want to read it.
If you can read this, you're all read off.
Go for it, Eric.
I'm trying.
All the
You're
times.
an artificer, Eric.
I would say this is an Elven, which I'm pretty sure you speak.
I do.
The inscription translates roughly to
My God, Silas has stolen the Declaration of
Um,
Independence.
sorry. I know. I'm trying to like figure out the word I'm looking for. Like
yeah.
excavation site 210-4 is essentially what it's going to.
Do we know what those numbers mean?
I don't know.
I'd pass that information along.
That sounds like a dungeon.
A map to a dig site of some kind.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we attempt to remove this object? Like the,
I-
the dagger and the thing that was left by someone else, or is that the object?
I'm thinking that was left by whoever
Yeah.
took what was actually.
That's what I
here.
thought. I just want to make
Yeah, can
sure
we touch-
that if that's clear or not
Right.
before.
Is it safe to assume that the piece of paper underneath the dagger is safe to grab, seeing as it's probably not something that belongs to the
Do
dungeon?
you have proficiency in?
Can I use my thieves' tools?
That's not what I mean. You have proficiency in, say, like based on what you were asking.
Light
I
hand?
hate using history so much. That's my problem.
But I haven't.
History. Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah. I don't know.
This is more of like trying to see if this dagger / paper belongs here.
Oh, right.
Compared to the
age.
things around it.
Sure.
13 total.
13 total. And you're a dwarf. I know that sounds a little but you know.
You know.
I mean, the paper's clearly not a rock.
I mean, I'm just saying you have the stone shining. There's
Paper
certain
is
things
the
built
enemy of
into a dwarf. A dwarf knows
Disadvantage.
a dwarf knows the value of things. Is what I'm saying. Like it's like even in this world,
I
the
know.
culture is
man.
that. I know, but like that. I mean, that does sound rough, but it's like it's because of their surroundings. Like they are surrounded.
No,
by
no.
valuable-
I know the value of this thing because I am
Of
Yeah.
The
a rogue.
yes.
and
Yeah.
a West Hill.
Yes, that's where I was going with it.
Yeah, and a West Hill. You know the
I
value.
am a very specific dwarf.
Yes.
And
I'm a dwarf
Looking
with a
at
cat
this
with a
dagger-
credit limit.
while I said it was like a little ornate and such, the value's just not matching up. And it looks a little more Etsy than Waldorf's. You know what I'm
And
saying?
no one here has mage hand.
Of all the campaigns to not have mage.
And so if you had to put your money on the crocodile, nah, feels like with a 13. That can go either way, I suppose.
I am willing to.
Hey, Shral, lasso that shit.
I could levitate it. That'd take a whole spell, though.
No, I think one of us can.
I'm willing to put myself on the line for this one. If you guys wouldn't mind taking a few steps back, just in case something does go off, and I was willing to do such a thing, and I very carefully reach my way through the broken glass and remove the dagger and the paper it was pinning down. And I walk over to my crew.
You grab this dagger
long
and
as
you
nothing
pull it
happens.
free and get the paper. You touch the handle of this dagger. Gingerly,
Oh, yes.
so Tempo of Doom, as you pull this blade free and grab the paper. You've done it.
I cast Disintegrate Boulder.
What you did, you feel tension release as what I would describe in real terms as like a fishing line that was on the end of this blade
Oh no.
is released, and you hear things go, and you watch one little coin go
Oh, fuck.
and hit the marble floor.
I try to jump out of the way of wherever this coin is landing with my newly gotten goods as quickly as possible. Once I see it spinning in the air, like I know it's coming. And we'll see if I make it.
Right. You have a dagger and a piece of paper.
Yes.
Anything you want to do with that?
Is the portal open right now?
No.
Oh.
No portal open.
Pocket.
But you're just going to pocket it.
Pocket.
You know
And the
what?
coin has fallen?
Oh, yeah.
The coin has fallen.
And it's one of the coins.
Well, no.
No.
Not a portal coin.
Sorry,
just a
coin
singular
in the-
scrap,
Okay,
a
I
morsel
thought a
of
portal was
hoard.
I'm sorry. I should be more clarifying. Hoard disturbed. Hoard, not coin.
The hoard has been disturbed.
Big.
Okay. Okay.
I love that. We're like,
And as that
okay,
realization,
the
you go,
coin's been disturbed.
Oh my god, it was just a hoard coin.
No, I assumed it was a hoard coin, which could also be fucking
It was
horrifying.
just a hoard coin.
Yeah.
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 We didn't touch the hoard coin. Surely it's okay.
Slightly behind you to the left,
Uh-huh.
you feel the sense of metal on coin as
Coin
you
jar.
turn around and you look and you start seeing objects swirling and kind of morphing up and kind of falling back in on
Let's
itself,
run to the jar
Yeah.
door.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
morphing back into itself. Sure. This is becoming a chase as this is happening very rapidly, and you're watching a form of treasure kind of crash and fall towards you. Go ahead and just roll initiative. And also perception checks. I know.
It is coming up on 11. Not, it's past 11.
Oh,
I know.
wow.
We can hang this up
11.
soon. We're just almost to the point.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
swear.
totally.
What was the
So this is perception of.
Oh, initiative or perception?
initiative?
It was both.
It's both, but you can do it as you will. So let me know which. Make a choice and then tell me the numbers.
I'm holding on to my initiative of 7
Okay.
with advantage. Ow.
Yeah.
My perception with
I
advantage.
should write these down since we're doing it this way, and we're going to need
Probably.
to know that later. Is there a writing pencil around me?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Can I borrow it briefly?
This is not gaining power, but it's also not losing any power from the battle.
That's fine. Brian got it. Sorry.
Haha, you lose.
Okay.
Means.
Flint had 7.
But this is which one?
You just need to tell me the initiative for now, but as long as you
8.
got the numbers. Okay. Shaw got 8.
12.
Tower got 12.
Yep.
Very middling roll set.
13. Wow.
Just a dense cluster of initiative.
We were all gonna try to get that paper, right?
We're all booking it at the same rate.
But I was going to let you look for traps. There's perceptions that happened. Right?
Yep.
What were they?
Oh, 13.
19.
19.
13.
13.
20.
I would say that based on that, Shaw and Aranoa really picked this out. Everyone else is just like seeing a lot of treasure and gold and sword and armor kind of swirling like a wave. But what the two of you pick out while you're trying to make it through at least the first archway before this thing kind of really interacts with you, you see almost like the form of a skeletal face with its maw open for a brief moment, just and close and fold and coming towards you.
That was the hoard in that shape? Or
All the
coin?
items in gold.
Okay.
And
I didn't know
junk
if it was
that's here.
something else.
Treasure
like smells
faces.
or something.
Swag on
Right,
tap.
there's all.
Swag on
And this
tap.
is you just trying to get through this first archway. This thing quite literally nipping at your heels. that's where we'll stop.
Oh, I didn't have it pulled up.
I thought we might get into a fight tonight, but no, that's all right. We did a lot of other things that was pretty neat and cool. But
Solid
We
question.
walked from one station to the house. Got that's about.
hope we enjoyed ourselves. Also,
Yes.
next bit will be interesting. We probably won't be meeting in person, so it's funny that I did this.
Oh man.
But now I gotta turn it into a digital token. But this is what you're seeing.
Oh, that's lovely.
That looks so cool.
Oh man,
And
that is
horrible.
gargantuan. That is straight the fuck up gargantuan.
Well,
No, wait, no, it's huge,
it's
right?
huge. It's definitely huge.
That's a lot of sweat.
That's what's coming your way.
You know, funnily enough, in another campaign recently, I fought a horde mimic at the Grave of a Dragon.
The grave. Of
I gotta be
a
honest, this is coming straight off a stolen Cobalt press.
Ooh,
Wait.
yeah. We're in Black Flag territory.